I'm not
Let
even.
me. Are you able to see where you are in the map right now?
No, it's suddenly just massively lagged on me, and I can guarantee you.
All right, I just recentered the map. Hopefully, you can see him and control him now. And if not, I'm happy to move him for you. You are in the game, yeah. I don't know why you can't move your character.
You may have to back out of roll 20 and come back in.
Yeah, you might have to reload it.
Oh my god.
All right. Cross your fingers. Anubis, are you just kind of hanging out with the goblins and waiting for them to advance in, or were you going to the room with the hobgoblin?
I was waiting. Am I in a closed room and I have to go through 2 doors? Or can I go over the
You can go over the
space?
barrier. Yeah, you can go over the spaces, and that's really just like a 5-foot barrier that's kind of easy to kind of swing your legs over.
Yeah. So I was going. I just wasn't sure how far I could go without an escort.
Right now, the goblins aren't being too aggressive. It looks like they're leaving. They're trailing some goblins behind them just to kind of watch for and to provide to still serve in their guard duties, as it were. All right, Zariel is still joining us. Yeah, it looks like actually they leave only one goblin per room right now.
I'm trying to get back in.
Okay.
I've been having problems with internet and everything, so from loading screens to everything, including streaming.
Everyone's sheltering in place, so they're streaming all manner of who knows what.
Everybody's got everything going, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A traveler, you could also move as well if you wanted to. Now, if you are adjacent to someone while you're trying to stealth, if you try and move out of a adjacent space while you're next to someone, they may get a chance to try and detect you. So you can definitely move adjacent to someone and attack them. But if you try and move through spaces that they are adjacent to, you may get spotted.
Oh, don't worry, I have a plan.
Okay.
I always have a plan. But I am going to stealth my way up just ever so slightly right down up against this wall and just kind of hunker down in cover. Do you want a stealth roll?
What was your last stealth roll? We're going to keep that for now.
It was 20, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. Yay! Zariel is back.
I'm back, but I'm still loading. It's taking forever to load. This means a nice, wonderful phone call to my internet company.
That's the worst. Because it's like, have you tried rebooting? Have you tried this?
They don't like me for two reasons. One, I'm too nice. And three, two. I jumped to two, but two, I'm so nice. Even when I'm angry, I'm nice. And I don't wait to deal with crap. I go right to the supervisor.
Yeah.
And now I got a phone call. 1 second, guys.
All right.
It's the supervisor.
Hello?
There you are. Oh my god, I saw the pictures, dude. They look freaking amazing, man.
Yeah, I did that bedroom in like minutes. Like half an hour.
Mute.
Entire bedroom.
We can hear you.
You did the whole bedroom in a half an hour.
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, looks amazing.
God.
Dearest.
Like, the white with
All right.
strong, like clean white color is just phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal. Loving it.
Seriously, drop him from the Skype
Did
call.
we did the
All right.
dope.
So he is currently muted. When we we'll just message him and just remind him that he's muted when his action comes up. I'm going to move him adjacent to. Actually, he was going to be right there. So, all right. So the hobgoblin opens up the door opposite the room. And then kind of leads the way through. He has actually now grabbed the charmed goblin and is kind of pushing him up ahead and kind of allowing you guys to follow. Not violently, but is definitely kind of ushering him forward. Kaya, could you do a insight check?
I could. Is it going to do me any good?
Can I cast a guidance on her before she does that?
You can cast a guidance on her. You're adjacent to her, but the other goblins around you will know that you cast a spell on your party member, unless you're somehow able to, through.
Some DMs will usually do a sleight of hand check on the cast.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to do some kind of sleight of hand or deception to try and hide the fact you cast a spell. If you fail, they'll know. And they'll also know that you're trying to hide the fact you cast a spell. Now, you can also, just as an action, assist her in the insight check, too.
Let's do that.
Okay. Kaya, go ahead and make an insight check with advantage.
Okay, do you want perception or insight?
Insight. This is definitely an insight check.
All right.
Okay. It's enough to get a basic sense. The hobgoblin is suspicious of the goblin that was enchanted and sent along with you.
Smart guy.
There's
hobgoblins aren't dummies.
Yeah, they are. He is definitely being very suspicious of all this. But since you guys haven't flown into a bloody melee yet, he's probably, kind of making room for it. Now, the other thing you will notice as you guys are entering the room is he gives a cautious glance to this door right here.
Is there a window in that door?
Nope, there is no window in that door. He just kind of gives it a cautious glance to make sure, and almost like he was checking that door when he opened this door. It is cautious, not fearful. And Kale, just a quick aside. You weren't muted when you were on your phone call, so we muted you real quick. You'll have to unmute yourself in Skype. All right. All right. And at this point, Traveler, what were you going to do as the party was kind of moving deeper into the citadel?
All right. I am going to whip out a couple of daggers and take out that guy in front of me.
All right. I mean, and this is sneak attack through and through, so feel free to do your worst.
Now with assassinate, with my assassinate ability, as always, if a creature hasn't taken a turn in combat yet, Mikey, I automatically have advantage. And in addition, any score I hit on that,
don't do that.
Any score I hit on a creature that is surprised is automatically a crit. So, I set this up to where I actually can use that ability now. So, first dagger is an 8. Second dagger.
Yeah, that unfortunately misses.
God, how did I miss with advantage? Oops, I forgot to set advantage. 1 second. There we go. So second dagger hits home.
Oh, okay. Now I understand what the ass part of ass dagger means. It's assassin dagger.
Assassin dagger.
Oh,
because you were using earlier, you had ass. There might have been like an ass bow or something like that.
Yeah,
ass short.
I was testing out a few rolls when I added these.
And I was like, "Are you trying to be plucky with this? What are you trying to say?" Oh, I get it now. This is your feature.
It's a trick you learned in Shawshank.
So 16, 24, 25 points of damage altogether.
All right. Be surprised if that goblin did not survive that attack.
I would be very surprised if he survived that attack.
Well, he did not. So he is. You essentially put a dagger right into its throat. It doesn't even get a chance to let out a sound before it expires and collapses down into the corner.
Okay. And then I'm going to stealthily climb the wall and take a peek around the corner. Make sure the coast is clear.
Make one more perception check.
Perception. That's a little better.
Something wet and plump has just slammed into the wall above you.
Ew.
And then you hear a panting sound above you.
Poor guy.
It's Glob.
Ugh, glob. Okay, well this might actually be to my advantage. So once I decide the coast is clear, I'm just gonna kind of move the body up over on the other side of the wall over here to kind of hide it away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to move around.
Oh, really quick. Are you going to collect the cantrips? Caltrops. There we go.
Yeah, I said I was. Last week I said I was going to collect up the caltrops that I had scooped ahead of me, scoop them up into a bag.
You could collect up to 3 essentially uses of a caltrop, which would essentially fill a 5-foot square. Mm-hmm. Did you want to collect like three squares worth, or?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
All right. So you now have 3 squares worth of caltrops.
Cool. Sweetness. Add that to my info. And then I'm going to come around here and just peek around the corner, see what I can see.
Make another stealth check in this room. Okay.
And I'm actually technically right here on this square. I'm just kind of...
You're just using
I
that
just need to
around the
peek
corner.
around to see what I can see just by peeking around the corner.
Okay.
Okay. So I definitely see someone standing there in the room.
Yes.
Okay.
You also kind of hear the whimpering and sighs of kobolds and possibly a gnome nearby as well.
Okie doke. Then I'm going to wait until I can no longer hear this party.
Mm-hmm.
Or, a door closed and I can't hear anything till, I know they're out of any kind of earshot of where I might be.
You have not heard doors close behind you.
You mean ahead of me?
I'm sorry, ahead of you.
Okay.
So the goblins are purposely leaving the doors open, possibly so that they could all hear if something goes down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, no pressure on my end. Okay, then I'm just gonna go ahead and wait till I can't hear these guys anymore, any more footfalls or voices or chatter or anything, and then I'm gonna make my move around that corner there.
Okay. So back with the other group that's being led down the hall.
Oh, Sean, really quick.
Yes.
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Though I will ready an action for in case this guy decides to do a little patrolling around the hall.
Got it. You'll kind of waste them.
Yeah, I'm going to keep those daggers in my hands and ready in action just in case he decides to patrol.
All right, cool. So the room that you guys just entered with the pillars. So several torches mounted in crude sconces burn fitfully around this chamber, filling the air with a haze. A double row of marbled columns carved with entwining dragons runs the length of the halls. The haze is enough that it's almost difficult to see the door at the other end. It's also just kind of irritating enough that you might have to stifle a cough or two. But would also offer some cover of one target at the very other end of the hall. And it's possible that goblin assassins could lurk in the shadowy corners of this room as well, and you would not know. Go ahead and roll that. Okay. All right. So, at this point, as you guys start filing into the room, the hobgoblin starts leading you slowly down the corridor as if he is getting you all in position for an ambush. What's the party going to do?
I am
Ambush
right
first.
on him.
Proactive ambushing.
Yeah, no, I'm nearly have my hand on his shoulder, staying right there, breathing down his neck, not letting him get a square away from me.
All right.
Because I'm friendly and I want to be his friend and I trust him a lot.
Because it's easier to crush his clavicles if my hands are on his shoulders.
Yes, because he's my friend.
Really quick, Zariel, are you able to move your token? And as a quick reminder, we had to mute you because of your call, so you might still be muted in Skype. Zariel, for the time being, I'm going to keep moving you next to Kaya, where you had been in marching order. And when you get back from your call, if you can hear us, we'll pull you in then. And everyone, feel free to kind of stack up in this room right now. Also, let me know if you're going to take any actions besides kind of following the hobgoblins in.
I had my sword and shield in hand when we first encountered these guys. Did I ever put them away, or are they still at the ready for use?
I didn't hear you put them away.
So, I mean, you know that they will look at you unfavorably if you actually have your sword out and are poking them at them. Having a shield out is probably not going to be unpleasant. It is a free action to draw a weapon, though. So, really, you wouldn't be at a disadvantage if you had sheathed your sword. But if you still have your sword out, the goblins might be a little bit problematic. Would you have sheathed your sword just to kind of keep things a little less, well, at least to be a little bit diplomatic?
Yes, I probably would.
Okay. And likewise, the goblins don't have any of their weapons drawn. They're ready, like they could pull a weapon at a moment's notice. The only unarmed goblin right now is the charmed one, too. Everyone else has short swords and bows and so on. But again, bows are slung, swords are in their sheaths. They are just simply watching you closely as you move forward into this room. Okay. But your shield, you're perfectly fine to have that out because it's not like it's easy to stick that in your pocket. Pocket shield.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I
Sounds
can't
like the foreign
imagine
version.
They are surprised if we have weapons.
I think my favorite moment so far is Zoriel's 2 reasons, 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Kaya, I'm going to ignore whatever you just typed.
God damn it.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
See, this is why last time I had to tell Sean to go read fucking Facebook.
So if you need to whisper the DM, do a /W GM, and then you can type your message, and only the GM should see that.
Okay, well, I didn't say what my action was going to be. So
Exactly.
You still don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. It went.
I make it a
Forward
rule
slash-
never to think I know what a barbarian's going to do.
Yeah, /W space GM space your message.
Yeah. So /W space GM, and then you can type just a Sean.
Message. Yep. And it should just, it should at that
and
point.
I tested it at Sean just because that's the best way to make it go.
Yeah. And you'll know you're whispering because in the chat box, the text will be
Turns
kind of
yellow.
yellowish green. Yellow.
It changes color.
I'm colorblind. I can't tell what the color that is. But yeah. And then gray is everyone can hear it or see it or read it. All right. And the rest of the group, if you'll stack with the remainder of the party as you're marching down into the ambush.
Ba-dum-bum.
the DM says with gusto.
Mm-hmm.
He said it with a question mark. He was charming about it. Might be an ambush. You don't know.
He's being
We just,
coy.
exactly.
Wouldn't you know it? We have the Brie Vanderkamp of DMs.
Anubis, are you going to remain in that corner, or are you going to
until we move forward? He's kind of keeping himself in a place where I can move myself a little forward of the weird pillar things, but
Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
appear like you're lingering. It might be suspicious.
Yep.
No, he just takes up the rear. So
The hobgoblin looks behind him to see that everyone has entered the room, and then kind of marches forward to the other door. And as you are all moving in, Traveler, at this point, you've kind of heard the footsteps of your party and their escort move into a deeper room. It's quite quiet now. You can just barely make them out. What are you going to do?
Now I'm going to peek around this corner again. If I get off my measuring tool, just gonna peek around the corner, and then the instant this goblin kind of turns his head and looks away from me, or kind of puts his back to me, that's when I'm gonna make my move.
Okay.
Otherwise, I could always use dear little glob as a distraction.
So a few moments kind of transpire. You do hear just kind of something go into the room and all that. The goblin hears that, but just kind of ignores it. I imagine there's lots of critters running around in here. But there's a cough coming from the room adjacent to this one, and something that is not a goblin or not a kobold whines or says something, which brings the goblin to that door. He peeks in through the kind of the hole through the door with which he can kind of the barred hole in the door, and he barks something in goblin at whoever's in there, giving you a great opportunity to shish kebab the goblin.
Yeah, so I can definitely. It's only 15 feet, so I can move at full stealth with no disadvantage. And I am going to put both daggers right into his throat.
Okay.
Best way to cut off a scream is to cut off the windpipe.
Yep. Make sure you can't ever do it in the first place.
Now let's just hope that I roll better than last time. I'll take that.
Fish.
Yay.
And second dagger. I will take that as well.
Oofda.
Oofda?
So,
you sure oofda?
You know, touch with your Minnesotan roots?
So we will roll first dagger and second dagger. So that's 21, 22, 27, 38, 47, 48, 54 points of damage.
So you open this goblin up like he was a Pepsi, spraying blood, and he just lets out this gurgling sound.
Now,
and goes
as he
limp
starts going limp in my hands, I'm whispering in his ear, just shh, shh. The more we stick together, the happier we'll be. And just ease him down to the ground.
I think you might have broken Joe and Stephanie.
You killed him 3 generations forward and back.
So as you kill this goblin and spray him pretty much all over and sing him to death, a couple kobolds come to the door and they're jumping up and down and making soft yippy noises.
Okay, I'm just
excited at the smell of blood and dead goblin.
I'm just going to can they see me through any kind of portal or?
There's a portal on the door, a barred portal on the door that the guards are able to kind of look into. Okay, and you occasionally see a hobgoblin, or I'm sorry, a kobold appear and then disappear.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my mask right up to the portal and put my finger to where my lips would be, and just shh. Now I'm going to inspect this goblin for any kind of key or anything like that.
There is a key on this goblin.
Okay, you don't even want to make me roll for it? Excellent. I love it.
Yep.
Okay.
No, it's right around his belt. It's easy to find, hanging right off this guy.
Okay, then I am going to unlock the door.
Okay, let me overlay. And oh wait, I want dynamic lighting. There we go. Oh wait, that door is open already. So yeah, you can already see in there, correct?
Yeah. And I'm going to emphasize quiet. Just tap my finger to where my lips would be on this mask, and point the direction to where the goblin or where these kobolds can go to get back home.
Okay. They strangely enough, the fact that you have a pointed snout is somewhat assuring to them. But they see an opportunity to leave in a trail of bodies that leads in that direction. And all three of the kobolds just start quietly skittering out of the room. However, the gnome at the back of the room cannot escape because he is actually in a cage right now.
Okay. Then I'm going to quietly make my way into the room and see if any of these keys or if this key still also fits the cage.
Not the one key that you were using, but there is a second key that does appear to fit the lock on this cage.
Snap. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. The gnome is conscious and watching you approach, and also saw that you set all the kobolds loose. And as you're approaching the cage, he's whispering, "Thank you."
And I'm going to hold up a hand really quick.
You?
I'm going to hold up a hand really quick and say to him, "Time for talking will come later. First,
He nods.
First, I offer you choice. You can either make your way to freedom and return to Oakhurst, or you may join me and my party, maybe get a bite of revenge. What do you say?"
You actually see some gears working in his head, and he finally says, "How many are you?"
There are 5 of us altogether, including myself. Well, 6 if you count the short, hairy, odd one.
He kind of like, you see again, like the gears are whirling in his head. He's kind of doing the math, and he says, "I'll follow you. Better chance of surviving that way."
No. Can you be quiet?
Yes.
I don't want you to cramp my style, so to speak.
He nods to this. Now he is, except for a loincloth, he's essentially naked. Though depending upon what he is or how he's trained, he might be able to grab a spear or a bow off of the myriad of dead bodies you've left in your wake.
Well, I do also still have a number of daggers that I collected out of that pile from the trash room. I'm going to hand him a couple of those.
He nods at that and kind of with mouths "thank you" as you do so.
And then I am going to tell him, "Okay, my party is up ahead. I do not know what might be waiting for us, but I intend to cover their backs and clear our exit in case we need to escape. Should things go, how do you say, pear-shaped, it will be up to you and me alone. Do you understand risk?"
Yes, I do.
Very well. Then I will go ahead and signal you when it's time to move up and catch up with me. All right? Stick here for now. I will signal. And I'm going to...
As you're stepping away, he asks, "Are you injured?"
Oh no, I am perfectly fine. It takes more than these ilk to put the scratch on me. And
He nods to that and then quietly tries to follow you to the door, but does not leave the cell.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of stop at the wall and wait again to see if I hear anything going on up ahead before I make my next move.
All right, cool. All right, so
and scene.
Yeah. All right. So at
Thanks
this
for storying.
You pass by a couple more doors. Again, these doors don't have nearly the attention or concern of the hobgoblin, though this door here, you do get the impression that there's some activity in there, as there are some goblinoids of some kind quietly chatting amongst themselves. When you have all kind of assembled at this end of the hallway, your hobgoblin host kind of opens the door and leads you in. You go to dynamic light, change that, remove that, delete that, do the thing, and upon opening this door, a wafting smell of maybe some cooking meats, but also some awful kind of smells kind of roll into the room, almost pushing back the haze that is accumulating in this room.
Awful being an operative there.
Yep.
Awful and awful.
Yes. What to do? Let's see. Let me check the Monster Hotel Index. Yes.
Oh yeah. Monster.
What might once have been a cathedral is now a goblin lair, thick with the filth of years of goblin life. Scores of wall and floor-mounted sconces filled with violet glowing fungus provide illumination. Dozens of goblins go about their daily business, which involves a lot of rudeness and violence. Along the southern wall is a heaping pile of assorted items, including wagon wheels, broken armor, rusted arms, chests, small statues, antique furniture, and artwork. Some of which is endemic of this cathedral. Some of it possibly spoils from banditry along the road.
Mm.
At this point, the hobgoblin kind of pushes the charmed goblin through, steps into the room, and starts kind of clearing a path for you all to kind of enter. It does not seem like this is your final destination.
Hmm.
And yeah,
The
he starts.
deeper we get,
all the while, these goblins are just kind of like dumbfounded and shocked and kind of staring at you as you all kind of come in here. Some of them have like they like they have a cooking knife or something like that, or they have a club and they kind of ready it, but they don't necessarily act. And you know that many of these goblins are kind of cowed, or you see many of these goblins are kind of cowed by the hobgoblin.
presence of the hobgoblin. Okay.
Yep. There's maybe a handful of goblins in here who are kind of like warrior level or warrior caste, whatever you want to say, but they are apparently like off duty and just kind of hanging around and all that. Now, the goblins that had been following you in just essentially kind of form ranks at the back of this room around the door, but it doesn't seem like they intend to follow you into the next room.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. Before you guys advance any further, are there any other actions you're going to take?
I'm going to take a perception check.
Sure. What do you, general perception, or are you looking for something in particular?
Just from a tactics point of view, does this indicate that an attack is coming, or any avenues in terms of vulnerability to us or possible defense, things like that?
That's
So
kind of
that'd be
where
2 checks.
Anubis
One.
is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
2 checks. 1 what?
2 checks. Anubis, are you going to assist with the insight check to see if this is an ambush?
I can. I'm just feeling nervous because I've come in quite a ways.
Mm-hmm. The goblins are like, kind of like the bouncers are kind of got their arms crossed and they don't have any weapons out. Vosh, go ahead and make an insight with advantage. Perfect. So, Vosh, just judging by the reaction of a lot of the goblins in here, like no one was expecting combat or prepared or anything like that. Like they were in the middle of tussling or kind of goofing off. they are just as surprised as you are when you enter the room. There was no ambush has been prepared yet.
Yeah, they're not expecting us.
There's some interesting things afoot in here. Anubis, your perception check. And you're a ranger, so you have seen plenty of flora and all that. There is something eerily alien about some of the fungi and growths that you're seeing in this room. There is also something very unsettling about the whitish kind of vines that are growing and glowing across these walls. It is eerily reminiscent of some of the foliage that kind of twisted foliage that had attacked you before.
Yeah, I should have gotten a bonus to this roll because he was terrified by that. That was not something I'm happy with.
You just get a sick feeling in your stomach when you kind of see this, and you've never known goblins to have like glowing fungi as a means to light. This is definitely this is outside of normal goblin behavior. We'll put it that way. All right. And again, just as a reminder, Akale, are you still with us? You might be muted if you are. And if you can hear us, if you're still with us, go ahead and, if you can't unmute, go ahead and type in chat. We kind of lost you for a bit. All right. He might still be stepped away. Okay. All right. So are you guys going to take any other actions in this room? Right now, goblins are just kind of...
Hang on 1 second, guys. I got to grab the door real quick. Be right back.
Okay. No problem. While you're doing that, Traveler. So at this point, you've kind of heard them advance a little bit further. What are you going to do?
Okay. I'm guessing this is another one of those retainer walls.
Yeah, you can easily...
Yeah.
You can easily swing a leg over it.
Swing a leg over and just kind of peek into this door just a little bit.
It looks like some kind of storage room. Actually, do you want the flavor text again?
No, I still remember it from last time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, kind of wave my fingers behind me. Just because I assume that the gnome is watching me.
The gnome is watching, and again, you guys are really fortunate. You have again found another party member who has dark vision. So right now he can see you kind of plainly and waves and nods. He has scooped up a couple spears, and is kind of slowly keeping his distance, but following you in.
And then I'm going to go ahead and move my way into the room, and make my way up to this next door. Do you want to keep my old stealth check or do another one?
Do another one when you step into the next room.
Okay.
If you step into the next room. Okay.
Oh, okay. And then, God, there are a lot of shadows in that room. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick here for now. And just hold up my hand, in a stop gesture towards the door behind me.
The gnome actually gestures for you to come back.
Okay. I'm going to come on back.
All right. There is the door immediately to the right. That's where they're keeping that horrible, the dragon. Don't go in there.
Dragon, you say?
Yes.
Thank you for info. I may be able to use that to advantage, sir. And
he gets a little bit worried when you say use it to your advantage, but he's not necessarily going to talk back or correct you in any way. But he definitely seems kind of concerned about that. But after he conveys that, he kind of steps back around the corner
Now,
to kind of hold watch.
I did notice right here, there's also a door.
There is a door. Would you like to listen to it?
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Then I will put my ear to it and see what I can hear. Do you want an investigation or perception?
Make a perception check.
Oh no, that's persuasion. Hold on. I don't want to persuade the door to open. I just want
open for me, door. You know you want to.
Perception. 18? Not bad.
You hear. You hear. There is someone in that room. They're kind of pacing a little bit. Or actually, it's more of a sound of someone is sitting in a chair, and it's kind of the creaky sound of a wooden chair, like someone's just kind of shifting in it, and all that.
Okay.
Sorry, Doc.
Do I want to?
Are you gonna crack the door open and see what's in there?
Yeah, I'm gonna crack the door open just a hair to see what I can see. Oh yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead.
There is a hobgoblin in this room. He's sitting in a wooden chair in front of a door. You're not sure if he's necessarily guarding, but he's definitely blocking the door with his chair.
Okay. So there's another door behind him.
This door is not like the guard rooms or the jail door. I mean, it doesn't have like a slit to view or anything like that. It's just it's similar to any other door you've seen in this room, and he's just kind of hanging out in front of it. He's being somewhat relaxed and nonchalant about it, and he's just kind of you can tell he's just bored out of his freaking mind.
Okay. I will go ahead
guarding.
I will keep him in mind. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and just quietly pull that door shut again. And
okay.
Now, did it swing in to the room or out away from the room?
It swung into the room.
Okay, then I'm going to try to find something that I can bar this door with.
I'm sorry, into the room the hobgoblin was in. It swung away from you. Yep, sorry.
Right, so I can't bar it. Is there a lock on it?
It does have a lock, and you possibly could use your thieves' tools to lock this door or break the lock such that he couldn't easily open the door without bashing it down.
That is what I believe I will try to do.
Cool. Make a stealth check and then use your lockpicks.
Stealth check. I don't want anything coming up behind us. And not my best stealth roll, but...
what are the passives on these guys? Hold on, let me check. Hobbs. Yeah. He belches, picks his nose. And with that Thieves' Tools check, the door is now locked. You actually have the prerogative to break this lock if you like. So you can lock it or break it in a locked state.
I'm going to just leave it in a locked state.
All right, cool. The door is locked.
I don't want to possibly cut us off from investigating there in the future.
All right, cool. All right.
And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and just move back to my spot here and turn.
All right, cool. So back in the Goblinville room, the hobgoblin moves to this door right here, kind of stacks up on it, and waits for all of you to kind of join him. You see him casting all manner of dirty looks at the other goblins, making sure they give you guys a wide berth. Many of them are stepping away. These the weaker, smaller of the goblins are essentially like tribespeople, commoners, things like that. They would not put up much of a fight if you had to engage them.
Mm.
The other goblins are a different story, and you, of course, have squared off against their kind before. Anubis, at this point, the goblins who are on the back wall are kind of gesturing for you to join the other hobgoblin.
Absolutely no reason that I have to close the distance, but I will.
All right. So you advance in there. At this point, the hobgoblin's like, that's good enough, and definitely has noted that you're the one holdout that doesn't quite trust what's going on. He opens the door, but does not enter, and instead gestures for you all to enter the room.
Oh no, you first, sir.
His face screws up for a moment, and then he kind of sighs and nods, and steps into the room.
I'm gonna push him a little bit forward ahead of me.
Okay.
So that he's like fully in the room and can't get back out the door.
All right. As you are entering the room, let me see here. Monster Hotel, room number 41. Here we go. Mm-hmm. A circular shaft pierces the floor of this 40-foot diameter domed chamber. Dim violet light shines out of the shaft, revealing sickly white and gray vines that coat the walls of this shaft. The light is supplemented by 4 lit wall torches set equidistant around the periphery of the chamber. A crudely fashioned stone throne sits against the curve of the northwestern wall. A large iron chest serves as the throne's footstool. Blah. A sapling grows in a white stone pot next to the throne. Seated in that throne is a hobgoblin in uncharacteristically nice armor. Adjacent to that hobgoblin, and this is, let me point this out across the room. This is the hobgoblin who's kind of sitting with his feet on the chest. Next to him is a small sapling growing out of a stone planter, and right adjacent to him is a goblin in kind of leather and let me grab this guy real quick, put him in there. In kind of leather and kind of a almost shamanic dress, who is kind of appraising you all carefully as you all enter. And of course, in the room are a number of hobgoblin soldiers who, for the most part, weren't standing guard. They were just kind of hanging out. Mm-hmm. But definitely seems to be of the kind that are kind of enjoying their spoils. There's alcohol around some skins, some nicer fare than what the goblins are eating, and so on. It seems, and Kaya and Vosh, you may both make insight checks about your goblin guide, the charmed goblin. All right, so 17. And Vosh. I'm sorry, and Kaya.
I'm sorry, it was.
Oh, no problem.
Mine's stuck on advantage.
You can roll it. You can roll. You can keep rolling it with advantage. We just take the first number if you want.
Okay.
All right. Kaya, you missed this, but Vosh, you're able to kind of pick up. Well, Kaya, you sense that the goblin's a little bit scared or unnerved. Vosh, you get the sense that this goblin has never been in this room before and is like deeply, deeply uncomfortable being here. Like, this is not where goblins are supposed to be. I must be in trouble. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're going to throw me down the pit. I don't know. Like, he is actually kind of terrified right now and is being kind of manhandled by the hobgoblin that brought you here and being taken in here. So you are able to very acutely assert that the goblins are second-class citizens to these hobgoblins. And it's most evident here that this is the hobgoblin lair, essentially.
Oh, and the king's lair, so, you know.
Mm-hmm. The leader hobgoblin is just kind of watching you. He rises out of his throne, but does not draw a weapon, and regards you all as you enter into the room. and a pregnant pause occurs, and there's kind of a dead silence. The only sound really is kind of the rushing air from the pit in the center of this room, kind of a soft wail, and the flickering torchlight, and a sniveling goblin.
I will be right back, guys. I gotta go run and check on something really quick. Just need 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. While you're doing that, really quick, Kale, are you back with us? If you are, your mic is muted right now.
He said I messaged him on Messenger. He said he's listening, but this is a really important phone call. So
okay, cool, good deal.
He is paying attention, but he's still on the phone.
Good deal. All right. So there is a moment of quiet. Do any of you speak, or do you wait to be addressed?
I'm gonna stay silent. I'm gonna wait.
I'm going to look expectantly at the dude that has been leading us around since we found him a few rooms back. The one that I pushed into the room. Like,
all right.
Aren't you going to introduce us? Or, I'm looking at him with the look on my face that says,
We didn't come in here knowing this dude. What's the matter with you?
Introduce us to your leader, dumbass.
So you look at the hobgoblin, and he snorts, and then refers back to what you're assuming is the leader. And then Goblin rattles off a whole bunch of goblinoid, essentially blah, 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 blah. The two, the goblin and hobgoblin are kind of listening intently. As this is all going on,
Sean, do I get the impression that we're being put on? Does the guy that was in this room actually seem to be giving deference to the gentleman that brought us in?
Well,
or is it just respectful listening?
The gentleman that brought you in is addressing what you're assuming is their leader. The leader is listening intently. But
I get the impression that we're being put on and that the leader actually just brought us in?
No, no. You're pretty sure that this guy is a lower ranking hobgoblin, he is not in charge by any stretch.
To be in charge,
and there's a clear division between this leader hobgoblin over in the corner right here.
Mm-hmm.
Much finer.
You did say better gear. I just wanted to make sure I'm not
bigger, stronger. He also has there's a little bit more intelligence behind the eyes than this guy right here. Again, intelligent, but like a soldier intelligent, where this has kind of got a leader's intelligence. But you're not getting the idea that you're being put on.
We're not being put on, and we've been led by the leader the whole time. Okay.
Yep. Really quick. I do a group perception check. So everyone in the room, please feel free to roll perception. I'll do the same thing for Glob.
This seems to be Anubis's day. He's paying closer attention than he has been.
Okay.
I perceived something.
Unfortunately, this would not have been with advantage, so it's Kaya got the 11. No problem.
Sorry, it's still stuck on.
No, it's okay.
I'll do it again correctly. I think. Okay, there. No, there. Okay, there we go. Got it off.
All right, and Zariel, if you can roll it, go ahead. Otherwise, here in a second, I'll roll it for you.
I did not get very much better than I had, so oh well.
Okay, all right, so 4. So, Anubis, you recognize this as this is all kind of as this hobgoblin is conversing with his leader. notice.
Oh my.
You notice that the house symbol of Hercule is being represented on the armor of this hobgoblin. Furthermore, you notice that this hobgoblin is wearing a signet ring. So you would have to get a lot closer.
We're getting hella feedback from somebody. I'm not sure what I'm hearing. We'll continue.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm hearing, but it is a lot of something.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, Sean.
No problem. So while the hobgoblins are conversing, you notice that the armor actually bears the symbol of House Hercule, the woman who sent you in here. And this hobgoblin is wearing a signet ring, but you'd have to get a lot closer to know what house.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's wearing. Damn
Okay,
it.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Kaya, you and Glop notice that the plant that's in the stone pot next to Dern is actually moving and has actually and you've seen this before. You know exactly. And Glob says, the plant. It is the monsters from the forest. Can you see? And Kaya,
Am I close enough to hear him?
No, he's actually kind of really close to Kaya and kind of whispering. You do kind of notice that they are kind of. He whispers to her, but
right
Kaya
here next to me.
I guess that's true. You can make a perception check, but Kaya, he whispers this to you, and you also note that planter actually has one of these monsters or whatever you want to call it in the planter.
Boy.
I want to kill it with fire. However,
could.
I'm going to not speak that thought aloud. I am gonna wink, wink, nudge, nudge at Anubis, and
he will be visibly scared when he sees the plant.
So you realize that this is one of those plants, and having that plant present and these vines around it, you are able to kind of ascertain just by the color and the shape of leaves and attributes that you would associate one species of plant to another, that the vines in this shaft are related to this creature.
Mm-hmm.
So
I as a player intuit that this is how they're controlling the ones that are out and about. Is there some way that my character can intuit that?
You are able, I mean, for one, the plant's not attacking either the goblin or the hobgoblin.
So I'm assuming they're in control of it.
Yeah,
it's control of them.
And you've never known these plants to be controlled by a thing. They are just mindless killing machines. The fact that it's not killing or attacking anybody is kind of like, well, okay, they're exerting some kind of influence over this. The hobgoblins finish conversing, and
does Glob give us any clue as to what they might? Or no, Glob didn't understand them, did he?
No one in your group understands Goblin.
We were getting interpretation from our little enslaved guy.
Yep, pretty much. Well, actually, he doesn't even speak Common, so you've have to like direct them.
Yeah, we've just been reading his. Yeah, we've just been reading his responses.
Yeah.
Yep. Now at this point, the leader hobgoblin says in Common, "Welcome." Excuse me. Well, welcome to my sanctuary. If you'll please let me speak with our compatriot. At which point he gestures to the other hobgoblin, and they both, the hobgoblin and the goblin that you've been speaking to, kind of go over there. He then takes the goblin.
I'm staying right on his ass. He's not getting away from me. Also, this dude is in my this little dude here has been put in my care, and so I feel it is important that I stay right with him to make sure that no harm comes to him as he has been entrusted to me. And I say that to the
Okay.
guy. This little gentleman who has been guiding us has been put into my care. I want to be sure that no harm comes to him. And I say that in my nicest voice, but I'm also a half orc, so nothing about me looks nice or,
Gentle.
kind.
So as you're all advancing towards that, this hobgoblin gets adjacent to you as well, just kind of like watching you intently, make sure you're not doing anything. The shaman goblin, you now are able to ascertain at this distance is a female, and she eyes the goblin for a moment and looks very carefully. And let me check. This would be a all right. All right. Unfortunately. She eyes this goblin and talks to him very closely. So right now the goblin is talking to the charm goblin. The hobgoblin is sitting back. He has not seated, but is still kind of stepping back to let this let this conversation happen. And at this point, the charm goblin lets off in a very animated discussion, blah 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 blah, blah, and he's like gesturing like little small things, and then also makes like some mocking kobold sounds, and so on and so forth. And then finally, the hobgoblin grabs the charmed goblin, grabs him about the throat.
The leader did?
Yes.
Oh.
And
I'm going to interrupt and say, hey, no hurting the little guy. The little guy didn't do anything to you.
Make just a charisma check. This is not necessarily you trying to be friendly, but this is you trying to assert some kind of control over the situation. Ooh, well done. Okay. So you say this and just kind of and again, you didn't say this softly or cheerfully. You kind of boomed this out.
He surprised me taking or she surprised me taking
No, actually, the hobgoblin grabbed the goblin threateningly.
Oh, I thought you meant the leader did.
The leader is a hobgoblin. The shaman is a goblin, and it was the leader hobgoblin that grabbed the charmed goblin about the throat.
Okay. I still react in surprise and, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing, asshole? Okay, carry on. Sorry.
He says, "This is none of your business. He belongs to me. He is not yours. And I would like to know why this traitor has brought you all here." He's saying this in common, and none of the goblins seem to understand what's going on or what's being said. Oh, let me check something real quick, though. Okay. The shaman kind of the shaman who is adjacent to all this kind of steps back, kind of almost recoils a little bit, and mutters quite softly, "Please do not instigate this further," which gets a very dirty look from the hobgoblin. And by the way, Kaya, that was directed at you. The shaman in common says to you, "Please do not instigate this further." It draws a sharp and sneering look from the hobgoblin, who then kind of relaxes his grip on the charmed goblin, but still kind of keeps his hand on his clavicle, like ready to do something. By the way, you have a sense, Kaya, that he is probably just a few steps and maybe one shove from tossing this goblin down the pit. But
that was what I thought.
Yeah,
now,
he has stepped back and has said, he turns back to you and says, Why are you here?
Well, supposedly, I'm here to retrieve the belongings of a previous party, as I have explained to, and I gesture at guy who didn't give me his name, and he saw fit to bring me in here. But if you're going to start abusing the natives, then I'm going to be done.
Why do you care about these pitiful things? And he gestures by shaking the charmed goblin who's in his grasp right now.
Who is immediately behind me?
Vosh.
That's Vosh that's behind me?
Yep. And then adjacent to you, so this hobgoblin is the one who initially led you here.
Right.
This was a guard who closed ranks a little bit to offer some assistance if things go awry.
Okay. I just wanted to know who was immediately behind me so they wouldn't be, in the line of fire should some stupid shit happen, because I'm about to do a suicide run.
So he says, "You were brought here to barter. Are you bartering?
What?
Are you bartering for this life?" And he kind of gives the goblin a shake. Or did you want some trinkets that belong to the adventurers who came before you?
Oh, honey, I want all of it.
Uh-oh.
And I am going to open a can of whoop ass on everything adjacent to me that is not either the enslaved kid or my party member.
As I hear the can of whoop ass opening, I'm pulling out my sword.
What? Okay, my plan is to grab whatever the fuck, the slavey guy. I'm gonna grab slavey guy, shove him at the guy behind me who is my party member, and just rage my way through these 4 people right here.
Oh god. Okay, so really quick. Now that you have all entered, now that we're starting to cross this threshold of death and destruction, I am going to, because it would be unfair for me to control Glob and Glop tactically during combat like this, I am going to give Glob and Glop over to the party to control. And just a quick heads up on how Glob works. He is a warlock. In addition to Eldritch Bolt, he has very similar to the Druid Power Thorn Whip. Essentially, his is just a fleshy tentacle. Both the Thorn Whip can pull and the Eldritch Blast can push. You can pull a target 5 squares or push a target 5 squares. He's also one of your healers in the group. So you guys should all have control over Glob and can open his character sheet if you so decide to do so. Did anyone want to take control of him specifically, or did you just want to share him among the group?
I'm happy to share.
I was going to nominate Thor Rob, since he's not in the room right now.
Oh, that would work too.
Sure.
All right, cool. Rob, are you able to get to Glob's character sheet in the players section?
I am.
All right, cool. And Glop is there too, but also Glop is with the Traveler right now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So
we need to clear our turn order.
Yeah, I'm about to clear that.
Actually, and I realize this will more than likely kill my character, but hey, I'm all okay with rolling up a new character.
All right. So
now, I'm
not emotionally attached to Kaya.
Not to be the one to meta, but I have run. If you guys remember, I did run hobgoblins in Rise of the Guardians, so I kind of sadly do have a knowledge of their abilities, and I'm trying to not metagame here, but I can tell you we could probably take the hobgoblin minions and the goblins themselves, but that captain is going to be a bit of a handful. I will say that.
That's why I tried to get as close to him as possible.
All right. So really quick, I need to actually edit. Oh wait, let me.
This is just for the players. Our characters don't necessarily know this. I suspect that Anubis knows this.
Boy, I'm glad I got this.
Oh! That the danger of these things.
Yeah.
You know that hobgoblins are not to be trifled with.
Mm-hmm.
And that this will, and I'm just going to give him a slightly different token color so we can kind of keep them separate. Yeah, this is, you are among some very dangerous opponents in this room.
Oh yeah.
The goblins themselves, a whole tribe of goblins could probably take you out. A small troop of hobgoblins could probably take you out. So this is this is going to be a very difficult battle. You're kind of assured of that at this point. All right. So
As not metagaming, but character to GM, I can see over that fire thing, right?
Which fire thing?
The thing in the middle of the room.
Yes. Yeah, so there is only it's like a 5-foot high half wall that encircles that pit. So it wouldn't be too hard to avoid falling into it. But you can tell just from the sound of dripping water and all that this is maybe up to 100 feet deep. It would be a lethal fall if you fell in. But you can definitely shoot over it. It's a short half wall, and you can see everything that's occurring in the room.
Yep.
All right, Kaya.
She just opened a can of whoop-ass.
Yes, you open a can of whoop-ass and begin to liberally apply it. Now, really quick.
My main target is the leader, and then the shaman. Mm-hmm. And my goal is to rage them into the pit.
Okay. Really
and
quick,
I am unarmed right now because I didn't draw anything when I came in. So this is strictly unarmed. I'm just trying to kill as many of them as I can before I die so that A, my party can get away, and B, kill everyone else on their way out.
Okay. Make a quick insight check with advantage. Because you're pretty close and can actually kind of see this particular interaction.
I'm sorry, you said insight?
Yes. And Joseph, could you mute? We're actually getting some crosstalk from you.
Oh, sure. No worries.
Thanks. Okay, Kaya, something that you were able to see up close as this interaction was going on, it is pretty evident that the goblins are subservient to the hobgoblins. And that is the case as well with the shaman that's adjacent to you.
Uh-huh.
So while it does seem like the shaman would throw down with you, you do definitely get a sense that this shaman does not like the hobgoblins. Likewise, your friendly charmed goblin does not like the hobgoblins.
Right.
Right.
So I'm going to target hobgoblins first, just in case the shaman guy decides to defect to our side.
Got
maybe.
it. Okay. All right. So at this point, why don't you guys roll initiative? And
do I get advantage on that since I'm the one making the aggression?
No, but you're getting a surprise round.
Oh, okay. As long as I get a surprise round, then I'm happy. And I can't find my insight
Did you
there we go.
Get that?
Oops, damn it.
No, now, that's awesome.
Now, unfortunately, it's just Kaya getting the surprise round. This was not coordinated with the team, so Kaya will be the one who gets to act first, and then everyone will kind of be rolling an initiative afterwards.
And I didn't get to keep my first roll because I didn't click myself first. God damn it.
Oh.
But I get the surprise round, right?
Yes, you are
going to
get...
The turn order block isn't showing. That's why I was asking if you got that.
Oh. Yeah, our initiative block isn't up.
Oh, weird.
There it is.
So, okay, I guess I had to turn it on. My apologies.
No,
Now.
well.
But we're in it, so that's good.
Okay.
All right, now which guy is the guy that brought us into the room?
It is going to be the guy. Let me actually
Who
colorize.
is the yellow guy?
The yellow guy is the charm guy.
He's our little slave guy.
Okay.
The green guy is the guy that brought you into the room. So I just kind of colored him green. And then the leader, let me actually, just so it's kind of clear for all of you, he is...
He's the one
blue
in the
guy.
white shirt. He looks different from everybody else. Yeah.
The blue guy is the leader.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay.
And then everyone else is just hobgoblin guard-ish kind of stuff. Okay. So on this
shoot.
surprise... Oh, what's wrong? Oh, your initiative? Oh, for Glob.
I clicked on Glop and rolled for Glob.
Oh.
Whoops.
So, Kaya, you're going to try to throw people into the pit. Is that kind of accurate?
Yeah, after I move Charmed Dude behind me so that Vosh can either shove him away or take care of him or get him out of the way or whatever.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm going to I'm going right for the blue guy's throat, and my aim is to throttle him or throw him in the pit. Whichever
Okay.
one is easiest for me at the time.
So, with the shove mechanics, you can use an attack action and make a special melee attack to shove a creature or knock it prone or push it away from you. In this case, we'd be kind of treating it as like you'd be trying to pull them and then push them. Essentially, you're going to be moving them a single square into a location. Now, if this was going to be the leader, you'd kind of be pushing him onto this half wall right here, which would kind of give him a chance to essentially save. But if you execute this maneuver, you potentially could push him down into the pit. You could also more easily do that with the goblin, and would probably have a little bit more success. And what you'll do is you're going to, since the charmed goblin is not your foe yet, you can actually transpose with him and then execute your attack, either against the shaman and get a good chance to push that shaman into the pit, or against the leader, which will be a trickier thing to push him into the pit.
Really, I just want to throat punch him right now.
Mhm.
Oh, that's totally fine. Okay.
Yeah, so I want to take the place that the charm guy is in. There you go.
Mhm.
So that he is shoved away from, combat. And the thief in me really wants the shiny shit that is all over the leader guy. So I really want to kill him, but if worst comes to worst, then, I'll shove the shiny shit down the pit with him, but I'd rather loot his body later. So right now I just want to throat poach him and maybe rip out his larynx. That'd be good. I'd like that.
Colombian
Okay.
necktie.
Yeah.
All right, Kaya. Well, then go ahead and make a attack against the hobgoblin. You'll be using your fists, although you do have the prerogative to use a free action during the surprise round to draw a weapon if you like.
Oh, if only I had two-handed attack. I'm just gonna go with unarmed because really, I'm doing this on the fly. I can't find my thing. There we go. Unarmed. Whacked. What's his AC?
His AC is less than 21.
So I did 6 points of damage on that.
Okay.
Now I'm in
you
rage.
definitely rattled him. Oh yeah.
I'm in rage. Do I do more? What do I get when I'm my sheet is all tinyified, so I have to untiny it.
Oh, no problem.
So I can figure out what the hell I'm doing.
While you are raging, In battle, you fight with the primal ferocity. On your turn, you can enter a rage as a bonus action. While raging, you gain the following benefits if you're not wearing heavy armor. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. When you make a melee attack using strength, you gain a bonus to damage roll that increases as you gain levels. So there's a damage. So you get +2. So +2 damage, which is actually you're level 3. Yeah, so you get +2 damage.
So 2 more to the 6 that I just did?
Yep.
Okay, so I did 8 damage on him, but I don't get an extra attack. I just get
Now this
saves.
is you don't get an extra attack, but this is key. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Yay.
That functionally doubles your hit points unless they set you on fire.
Oh!
Be careful, there is a shaman in the room.
There is a shaman in the room, and probably spellcasters and all that. But what it means is they're going to do half damage with their swords and arrows and things like that. So,
okay.
So while you are tripping balls, you're definitely going to be the damage sponge for all this.
I think the proper term here is raging tits.
Yeah. So so you go.
Let's just hope that doesn't become flaming tits.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it goes
and
with
I'm
Alex
screaming-
telling people to chill.
So
their tits.
screaming Fayardi bitch at the top of my lungs, I throat punch this guy, do 8 damage, and now I'm standing over him screaming inarticulately, rah.
Now, everyone who's in the party has seen Kaya get a little bit worked up in combat. You have never seen this kind of shit. This is kind of like
waiting for this shit.
Well,
She
rage.
did it at first combat.
I
did
rage back in the forest.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody was really around. I mean, everybody was kind of spread out. Nobody's actually been like in my face while I was doing it.
Yeah, that was when Rob attempted to approach the bodies she had already cleaned.
Yeah.
While she was calming down, and I was like, I'm not sure I would do that.
So basically, I just mentioned shiny shit. I want it and started screaming and hitting shit. So from this, one could probably assume that don't get between Kaya and the treasure.
All right. So that was a
Which is not
surprise
what I
round.
think, but anyway,
You fucking throat punch the leader, jack him up, and then kind of fly into a rage, and like everyone is like dumbfounded and holy shit, what just went down? And then combat starts. And while you and to that end, I'm going to start rolling initiative for all of the bad guys.
Roll low, bad rolls. Zap! No D20. No whammies for us.
Oh yeah, and I have to roll for the evil plant thing. Evil plant thing, come here, evil plant thing. God damn it! All right, there we go. Evil plant thing. Hobgoblin. God, there's a lot of goblins here.
Yeah. It might behoove you to just maybe, if you want, do one single initiative roll for all of them.
You know, the problem with that though is what happens is one of the tokens who had the initiative dies.
Oh, that's right. They share all their.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we're done with initiative at this point, and I am now going to sort it, descending, and at the top of the round, Glob. So, Glob, you see your friend Kaya fly into a murderous rage, and you got your girl's back. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to Thorn Whip, of course.
I'm gonna drag that fucker to his death.
So with Thorn Whip, you can do a pull action with that.
That's the whole thing. I want to try and Thorn Whip this goblin shaman and just yoink right into the pit.
All right.
Now what's the range on Thorn Whip?
I think Thorn Whip is
it's 30, isn't
30
it?
feet. Let me check real quick. It has a range of 30 feet, so you are well within. Yep.
Okay, so.
Oh, and it's a 10-foot pull. So shit. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shaman's going down.
Now that in the case, did you want to do the shaman or did you want to do one of the hobgoblins?
I'm more scared of the shaman than the hobgoblins. Spells scare the shit out of me.
I could be missing something, but I think Sean's been hinting that the shaman might be less of a threat to us than the hobgoblin chieftain.
Yeah,
you know what though? A shaman is a spellcaster, and getting him off the board makes sense too.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, all the goblins are evil. Little e, V-I-L, but evil.
Gotcha. Never mind. I don't know what I'm
So
saying.
is Vosh, by the way, but you know his kind of evil.
Ah, fuck.
But I'm the cuddly kind of evil.
Well, you know it.
I mean, I don't have. I don't.
What's up, Rob?
So Traveler. I'm sorry. So you rolled Thorn Whip as Traveler? No, you rolled it as Club.
Yeah.
Now, really quick though.
I don't know why it put, or because it's me in the chat, not my character.
Got it. Now, really quick, as a kobold, you have advantage against attacks when you have an ally adjacent to the foe. So you may roll Thorn Whip one more time.
Well, why didn't you say that before?
Sweet.
Yeah. Does that actually hit the Grinnell?
Please.
Grinnell has an AC of 15. So, Glob, you launch, and you all see this, some pulpy, kind of fleshy tentacle whips across the gap, slashes against the air right between Kaya and, actually the three combatants right there, and kind of plucks a little bit of foliage and vines and drags it back and all that. Unfortunately, it's not. It does not pull anyone to their doom.
Sorry, I tried.
All right, Vosh, you are next.
All right, is pulling out a weapon a free action here?
Pulling out a weapon is a free action.
So I pull out my.
Kind of a bonus action, but yeah.
Now this shaman, it does have a shield, right?
The shaman does have a shield, but was not ready yet.
Okay.
He didn't see this coming.
Because if it doesn't have that shield, its armor class should be 15.
You know what though? The shaman's AC is 15 with leather armor and shield. The shield is not ready. Therefore, you actually could. You know what? That would have hit. So you actually do hit the shaman. Go ahead and roll damage.
Rules lawyering, 101. Okay. Well.
All right.
Only 5, but do I still get the pull?
Yeah. Let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure that does not have a save. And if the creature is larger or smaller, you can pull the creature 10 feet. So, yes. Where would you like to pull? Provided this is in the direction of Glob, where would you like to drag the shaman?
Literally just straight towards me.
Okay. All right. So you drag the shaman right here. And I am going to give the shaman a chance to save its life. Dexterity.
And change sides.
Okay.
Or shift sides, yes.
You hear the shaman. Well, the shaman drops completely out of view. Wait. Oh, crap. Object token. Send to layer. There we go. The shaman disappears, and you hear some plummeting and the sound of something hitting like vines and vines snapping and all that, but you don't hear the satisfying sound of something hitting stone and dying.
My issue with this is I am assuming that the vines are going to spit back up anybody that likes it.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. This has just been a very, very, very long-waited, important phone call and I'm still dealing with it. But I didn't want to say I have been somewhat paying attention. Just type in the chat that says that I need to jump in, like to roll or do whatever, because I really don't know what's going on. But
we're fighting shit.
Oh, really quick, we need to roll initiative for.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
Cool. So your initiative is 14. Let me put you in initiative work real quick.
I did roll initiative earlier on.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, look, if you scroll up, I rolled the 13.
Oh, okay. All right, let me put you at 13.
Right in between the traveler twice.
All right, let me move you back up there real quick. Traveler 13. All right, cool.
All right, I'm trying to keep track of what's going on, but because I don't get to hear. I'm just watching what things are going. I'm like, we're attacking something. I just don't know what.
Okay, so quick to catch you up.
I'm taking a quick break because he had to step away, deal with his family.
No problem. So to catch you up, you were led into a chamber that is filled with. Oh, cool. To catch Caleb, you were led by this hobgoblin to their leader, under the pretense to barter for the Carowin Herkil's children's belongings and all that, proof that or essentially their remains. You were led into this chamber with a whole bunch of hobgoblins, past a tribe of goblins who are in the adjacent room. And as you began to negotiate with these hobgoblins, negotiations failed in classic Jedi fashion, and Kaya started throat punching.
Why am I not surprised? The moment you said it, I was like, it's going to be Kaya that throat punch. That does something wrong.
I would like you to know that this was my plan all along, to find the leader.
No.
Rage him dead.
My personal thing is, I was like, the one who's probably going to rage the first would be Kaya,
because that was the plan all along.
Really?
Yes. This has been my plan since we made the agreement with the hobgoblin guy or whoever earlier. Was to get charmed dude to bring us to the leader and then rage my way out of there, killing all of the enemies on my way out.
Okay, except like all the bad all the bad goblins.
Who am I right now?
Pardon?
I haven't killed the charmed one yet.
All right, Vosh.
Yes.
You are up.
Okay. I have a noob question to ask you.
Yes.
Okay. So who are we fighting? Like
hobgoblins.
These guys?
So a combatant, another combatant, another combatant, and then possible combatant if he turns on you.
Okay.
And then.
Okay, good.
Yep, and then also outside this room are probably 20 to maybe 25 other goblins.
No.
And if they come, they'll be coming through this door, which is the door you entered through.
Alrighty.
So Vosh, you had a question.
Okay, just let me know, and I'll be doing my best to keep in an eye on it on chat. But cool. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just trying to finish this business. This is kind of business meeting for me.
Okay. Hopefully it's going well for you.
It actually has been. We're doing. It is about my stream. It's one we're trying to be able to hook it up so that we can actually start streaming live on Twitch, D&D. So there's a lot of work doing that. But also people can do little emotes, D&D emotes. So we're pulling them all together, and I've been waiting for this person for a while.
All right, good luck.
Just taking my son to the other room, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. And then there's things I'm helping him with his stream. Like we're basically helping each other out because he knows how to edit. I don't know how to edit, so he's getting me specific emotes from like the old school Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Like cool. he's taking clips from that, so that when we play D&D, it's called the D&D modes, the DD modes.
I hope success for you.
Let's see. So,
actually, while we're waiting for Vosh to get back, Traveler, you could probably take an action. You're next in that initiative.
Well, and we're 3 minutes to 2. Do we want to just take our break?
Oh, we could do that too.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and take our break, and then everyone come back. And
I'm hoping to be done very, very soon.
Order.
Cool, that'll work.
Like that. Right. It's been a very tiring thing.
I apologize, guys. That's my...
No worries. We're going to go ahead and take our break real quick.
And you had a question, didn't you?
Yeah, where on my sheet do I find my proficiency bonus?
So your proficiency bonus is actually, where is it on my character sheet? I know it's
right
calculated
next
in
to
a,
the strength attribute.
Yeah, right
Yep.
directly at the top of your saves.
Ah, there we go.
Yep.
Okay. I was
All
trying,
right.
trying to figure out how to handle something. Sorry.
Okay.
No problem.
So I will be right back.
Okay,
All right,
back
we'll
All right. Be
catch you
back.
guys in a sec.
All right, I'm back. Am I the only one here so far?
Welcome back.
Bosch is here.
Or am I
back.
muted?
You are not muted. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh. Hey, Sean.
Yes.
Would Necrotic Shroud use to be an action or a bonus action?
Let me see here. Is this a cantrip?
No, it's a racial.
Oh, let me look at that real quick.
Sorry, I could hear you, or I couldn't hear you guys because my earphones got turned down all the way for some reason.
Oh, got it. Cool. You can hear us.
Yeah.
So you're asking about Heart of Darkness?
Nope, Necrotic Shroud.
Oh, Necrotic Shroud. Wait, that's a race feature?
Yep, Fallen Asimar.
Where is it?
It's at the bottom of my sheet. Starting at 3rd level, you can use your action to unleash the divine energy within yourself, causing your eyes to turn into pools of darkness and 2 skeletal, ghostly, flightless wings to sprout from your back. Other creatures within 10 feet of you that can see you must succeed on a charisma saving throw, which is DC 8, plus my proficiency bonus, plus my charisma modifier, or become frightened of me until the end of my next turn. My transformation lasts for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action.
I think that will be a action.
Okay.
It actually should say you can use it as an action or a bonus action. If it is a bonus action, it will say can be used as a bonus action.
You can use your action, so that would be essentially a combat action.
Okay. It says I can end it as a bonus action, but
yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, usually anything that can be used as a bonus action will be labeled as use as a bonus action.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. It helps to have 2 DMs because then you can get twice the knowledge.
Right?
I need to spend more time with the handbook.
Well, I don't think that one's in the handbook because Awesomer isn't a standard.
Oh, that's right.
SRD
Yeah, I think
race.
that's probably in like Unearthed Arcana or where the Asmar coming from. Ooh, did you want to flavor your wings, given that you are a disciple of Bane?
Yes, I did.
What do you want your wings to look like?
Like pulsing green, bony remnants of wings, and kind of like how peacock feathers have eyes.
Oh, nice.
Of Bane's cat eyes gazing from where they were. If that's not too creepy.
Nope.
Bane would approve.
Yes, I'm sure Bane would approve.
Strangely enough, hobgoblins will commonly worship Bane too. Tyranny,
I kind of feel bad about that. I was planning on trying to UN our way out of the situation, but Kaya's my friend, so I'm gonna back her play.
Kaya is going to be Kaya.
Kaya's gonna be Kaya, so
and you know what? From a Bane
bodies hit the floor.
Yep. From a Bane standpoint too, if you're conquering weaker, even if they are worshippers of Bane, Baneites will turn on each other just to kind of like a selection, selection of the fittest
natural,
kind of thing.
natural
selection. Yeah.
And this is why I chose the song for Kaya that I did on the soundtrack.
Yeah, on the soundtrack.
If you guys have heard her song, you'll understand.
I liked the song that you picked for me. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. What did you think of the song about Bane?
I thought it was pretty cool too.
That's a song by a band called Camelot. They're really awesome. The song itself is actually called The March of Mephisto. It's I thought, and I mean just when that guy is growling that Latin at the beginning, it's just oh yeah, I want to just kill something right now. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it was cool, man. Thank you.
Um. Oh, by the way, in Rise of the Guardians, once I start it up, I might have Sin and Maddie do some of my graphics for that. They've I got Sin a new iPad for Mother's Day, and she's
Oh,
gotten
wonderful.
Mm.
really into Sketch Club again,
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
and
cool.
Oh, cool.
she is just drawing up some amazing stuff. Her and Madison both are just Madison's just an anime genius. I don't know why she doesn't go into animation. Um, but yeah, I might have them do some graphics for character icons and stuff. They're doing
Yeah,
awesome.
Sorry, I'm back.
there's an iPad program that
Welcome
I
back.
just got that I'm kind of working on called Procreate, which is like a drawing tool,
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to be very good. I've enjoyed what I've seen so far of it. It uses a smart pencil and all that, but yeah, it might be something for her to check out, see if she likes it. You know,
Cool.
I when Udemy had their Black Friday sale, I picked up a class on how to use it. So I've just been using our downtime now to kind of putter with it. You know.
Okay, so is everyone back?
I think
I
we have
think-
critical mass.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Vosh,
Yes.
no problem. Vosh, you are up. Did
Yeah.
you want to turn into a necrotic disciple or avatar of Bane?
I do. I think it's time. So I'm
Nice.
gonna pull my sword out from its sheath. I've got my shield already ready, and yeah, let's invoke the power of Bane here.
Okay.
Oh, and
So-
Sean, remind me after this session to remind you. We've gone about 4 or 5 sessions now without getting our experience, so we're gonna
Yep. I
we're
knew
gonna have
that
a
was
whole
coming.
lot piled up after this.
Yep.
God, I hope so.
We should have
Knock on
we
wood.
should have gotten it before this session. We may have needed that extra level, but
Can I use that experience on the character I'm gonna roll up?
Oh, no,
if
you're
this character dies.
I think
So they have to make a DC 8, 9, 10 plus your charisma. What is your charisma modifier?
+5, I believe. Let me see. Charisma is +3. Excuse me.
So that sounds like a DC 13 save. All right. And
It'll be the ones within 10 yards of me. So those 3.
okay. And wait, where is I am missing wait. There's Droon. There we go. There's Droon. Aha. There we go. So Droon, does he make his save? Oh, I'm sorry. What kind of save was that again? Was that a wisdom save or a?
No, it's a. Let me go back and check so I make sure I read it right. It is a charisma saving throw, DC 8 plus my proficiency bonus plus my charisma
3
modifier.
So 13.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, just barely made it. Okay, so then next, so Droon is not impacted, but there might be hobgoblins that are. So bang, bang, bang. I think it's just those 3. Okay.
Ask Mom for help.
How come it didn't roll? Let's try that one more time.
are they set to whisper to you or? Oh.
Nope, it was. There we go.
Hello.
All right. So, Vosh, the 2 of the hobgoblins are frightened by your visage. And come on, you can do it. There we go. And then he is frightened. But 2 of the hobgoblins are not. And actually, technically, you'd probably scare the hell out of the charmed goblin. Let me see here.
It may, yeah.
He is. Let me see here. What is he? He is a fuck this noise. I'm out of here. Okay. All right. and again, the effect of that is that they are feared, become frightened. Okay, cool. All right. So they are frightened. All right, cool. What are you going to do? Any movements?
Yeah, I am going to. Let's see. No, you know what? I'll stay where I'm at. That's
Okay.
fine.
All right, cool. Next is the Traveler.
Okay, you remember when I said I might use that dragon to my advantage?
Uh-huh.
I have a plan.
Oh
Now,
God, no.
You know that's the dragon we're here for, right?
oh, I know. Um, but that doesn't mean I can't use it to my
No,
advantage.
no, it doesn't mean you
Um,
can't.
okay, so um, I am going to move right up into here and open this door
Okay.
after signaling the gnome to follow me.
Now is that that is not the door that was indicated to you as belonging to the dragon?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
taking a gamble, looking at the space between where they are and where I'm at. I'm gonna gamble there's a back door leading through here into this room.
Okay.
So I am going to open this door and see what I see.
All right. That is the dynamic lighting layer. You see a 40-foot long hallway that turns to the left.
Okay, and so then that was how much? That was 25 feet. Okay, I'm going to. Well, I had already signaled the gnome to follow me, so
Mhm.
that'll come his turn. I don't know if you rolled initiative for him.
I did roll initiative for him, and he did shitty.
Holy shit, yeah, he did.
He'll
Okay,
follow you shortly-ish.
and then I'm going to use bonus action, um, or a bonus action cunning action to dash an extra set of movement and see what I see here.
An
Okay.
even longer hallway
Okay.
that, when you face down it, turns to the right.
And then move back. Let's see, that was. I just got to move him back in here so I can measure out how much I've done so far. So that's 50, 60, or no, I was right here.
Yep.
25, 35, 45, 60. Okay, absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'm going to step in front of this door and wait for the gnome to come in and join with me.
Okay, cool.
Now, is this door at the end of this hallway here still open, or is it closed?
It is open, and you were able to see maybe some. Well, again, this room is filled with kind of a hazy smoke,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be hard for the goblins at the other end to kind of see you guys kind of meandering in and out of there. But you were able to make out the shapes because there's a purple glowing gloom coming from that room, and you're able to make out the shapes of goblins who are standing at least with their backs towards that door facing into the room opposite.
Now, can I use my action to make a like a intelligence check or a investigation check to figure out what this haze might be?
You can make an intelligence check right now. It'd be a slight disadvantage without really investigating it.
Or would it be an arcana or...
An investigation would require an action, and you'd be able to determine. An intelligence check would allow you to infer pretty quickly what's going on.
Well, right now I've only used move and a bonus action, so I still got an action.
Mm-hmm.
So I will actually investigate.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
19.
It is. So the room is filled with a number of torches on sconces. The torches are using some kind of strange fat or some other kind of material that makes the smoke extremely hazy.
And can I tell if it has any kind of toxic or uh, like negative effects or anything like that?
There is a when you appraise the torches a little bit more.
These days, it's anything but business as usual. That's why working together is
What was that?
Well, now we know. These days, it's anything other than business as usual.
Yeah.
That was so apropos. I can't. You couldn't have written that shit. Okay, so what did I find out?
So there is a herb burning in the torches right now. You can make an intelligence check, but you might not have ever. Well, shit, you deal with poisons, don't you?
Yes,
Shit.
I do.
Yeah.
So you probably recognize this. It's Dragonsbane.
I'm actually proficient with Poisoner's Kit, so.
There is a herb being burned in these torches right now. It's Dragonsbane.
Yeah, they keep it
Anecdotally, you've
people.
heard that kobolds don't like it, and pretty sure that dragons don't like it as well. But is it going to hurt them or anything like that? Probably not.
No, they're
But
just keeping it under control.
if they do get a whiff of it, it'll make them kind of surly.
It will. It is a repellent, but
Okay.
like
They're keeping her
any intelligent creature can overcome this repellent.
Okay, then that actually works. All right, that's my turn.
All right, cool. All right, sweet. So next is there's my initiative record. Wait, where did it go? Oh wow,
Had
the
a
initiative
long
tracker disappeared off my screen.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let me. All right, I'm gonna reload my browser real quick, and then I'll rejoin you. But next is a goblin, and
Next is
that
a whole ton of goblins.
Yeah,
Yep.
a whole bunch of them go before me.
All right, so this goblin is going to advance to the door and take a ready action to whack a dilly on anything that comes through. This hobgoblin was not infeared by you, Vosh, and is like, something just sprouted green glowy eyes and wings. I'm going to wallop on that. And unfortunately, it's going to wallop on you, Vosh. He readies his shield and takes a swing with a longsword. And gets a 5. So, Vosh, you turn around as this hobgoblin takes a swing at you, but just kind of like as you twist away from it, completely misses.
Cool.
He's like, oh, yay.
All right. This goblin is going to move and then bark out some orders to his compatriots and is readying a bow. This goblin is... Wait, who just moved? Oh. I'm sorry, what was that, Steph?
Wee, all the way home.
Yeah. All right, so reading actions. This hobgoblin is not enthused with you, Vosh. Now, here's the thing about being frightened. He, while he is in your presence, Vosh, he is going to be making attacks with disadvantage. He also can't advance towards you. But you are next to him, and he's terrified, and he's going to take some swings at you. So he readies his shield and takes a mighty swing and gets a 7, which misses and is pretty much ineffectual to you. At this point, the strange evil plant that was in the kind of stone pot begins rocking and uproots itself completely from the pot. And then skitters towards Kaya and attacks. So Kaya, this small evil plant which you've encountered before lunges at you with a 15. Its little viney claws skittering against your armor, but is ineffectual. I think your AC is like 19, right?
Yeah, my AC is vaguely high.
Okay.
Yes, my AC is 19, and though I am only wearing, actual not armor because that's good for me. It's all leather.
Yep.
I'm wearing all leather, so it's not going to get through unless it actually hits higher.
Yep. So it claws at you, but you're able to rebuff its attacks pretty easily. It's now crawled on top of the chest and is like whipping, and you're just kind of hearing this like almost whip crack sound as it's lashing at you. But again, it is impotent and unable to cause you any harm. This goblin readies an action. Is he gonna? Yeah, actually, he'd be using a bow. So he is he is readying a bow. Goblin commoners. Scatter. So dash, move, and dash, move, dash. All right, and Anubis, you are up.
Yay! All right, so they scattered. What do the black symbols mean?
The black symbols you see on some of these characters would be my indicator that they have readied an action.
Okay.
So they are waiting for an action to trigger what might be an attack. It's essentially holding your action until something occurs.
The boss guy.
Yes. Oof, that's a hit. All right. You skewer him in the shoulder area with an arrow. He lets out a howl of pain and kind of clutches at the arrow, but is not killed by it.
No. Yeah.
And you may also take movement if you so desire.
I'm pretty happy right where I'm at.
All right, cool. Zariel, you are up.
Zariel?
Zariel, are you with us?
I'm happy again.
Give him a minute. And if not, I will make an attack on his behalf.
He did say a little earlier he was back on his phone call.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's watching the movement on screen. So I'd say go ahead and control him.
Yeah.
All right. What would he do tactically? Guidance, slide, blah, blah, blah. Would raise to shield a favor. Ooh. Okay.
Did he set the tree on fire?
Oh, wait, that was Vosh. Never mind. I was about to say sorry. I thought Zariel was going to do something, but that's actually Vosh's spell sheet. All right, here's Zariel.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think he is just going to charge and whack. So he launches himself at the nearest hobgoblin and goes to town with his greatsword. Does that actually score a hit? That does not. So you see Zariel engage with the hobgoblin, and you hear some mighty blows against metal and shield, but it does not seem that Zariel scores a hit. Next, this hobgoblin goes. And that hobgoblin is, again, terrified, but really can't move tactically, so he's just going to attack Kaya. All right, Kaya. He lunges at you with a longsword, even with disadvantage. This is 17, but I do not believe that gets through your AC.
AC is 19.
So
I'm just going to laugh in the face of danger.
Yep, he launches himself at you. Would have gotten a really vicious blow in, but you're able to twist away from it last minute and avoid it entirely. So at this point, Glop is up, and Rob, were you controlling Glop, or would you like me to control Glop?
Yeah, I got him. I'm just surprised he was still so far back. So.
Glop was with you. Or is Glop with you? The little one is with you, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he has a little one. So again, you have a fly of 40, which you get sprint up to 80. You can shapeshift. You have dark vision, poison, and invisibility.
And
he's still invisible.
Yeah, he is going to just double dash up to here, just to get into the room with us. And then I believe that will be his action or his turn.
Okay, cool. All right, so the charmed goblin is just like and sees his spiritual leader get chucked into a pit, and really, this is just, we're gonna see if this just kills him real quick, but we'll see. He launches himself after her, maybe either to join her in death or maybe save her. You're not sure. But he leaps into the pit and disappears.
Okay. Yay! My turn again.
All right.
Finally.
And then, yep, something. And then, Kaya, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to scream something to the effect of slaves uprise against the masters.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna unarmed whack on the leader dude that I was whacking on in the first place.
Okay, cool. Roll a hit. He has readied a weapon at this point. Actually, has he gone?
I don't think so.
Weird. Oh, your initiative. Oh, sorry. We're at the bottom of the initiative. That's right. You had your surprise round. I'm sorry. I'm catching up now. Yep.
My initiative sucked rocks, which is why I was really happy to have a surprise round.
Yep. And your blow must have actually stunned him a little bit, because he's actually almost at the bottom of combat too.
So I don't think I hit, because 17 is, I don't know what his, I don't remember his AC, but I think it was higher than 17.
His AC is 18.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So this enrages me further, and I'm going to scream a whole lot more.
All right, cool. Were you going to take any movement or any other actions?
No movement, because that will take me out of combat range of the dude next to me and into combat range of the dude behind him, and also out of combat range of the guy I just tried to whack. And so they're all going to get to whack me. So I'm just going to stay where I am. Also because I want to hit that asshole again.
All right, cool. At this point,
Trev, one hit, so that's it.
All right. So at this point, the gnome advances towards you, Traveler.
Okay.
And what is his ready action? Actually, what is your check real quick? Yeah. You see him produce a small ball of light in his hand, and he's kind of like looking side to side, ready to chuck it at something, but he has kind of held his action. You're actually kind of surprised to realize that this guy's a spellcaster of some kind.
Actually, it doesn't surprise me. When he asked me if I was injured before, it made me automatically assume he might be a magical healer or something to that effect. So I'm kind of tuned into that at the moment. But it's still not my action yet. So unless I can get a chance on his turn to kind of give him a little rundown of my plan as a free action.
You can give him like a quick 6-second like breakdown of your plan as a free action.
Okay. Then I will just tell him, when I give signal, move towards door on right at far end of hallway.
He nods. All right. Now the hobgoblin. Oh, the hobgoblin that's engaged with. Where has? Did I not roll for the goblin? Oh shit! I did not roll for the. All right, he is going to go at the bottom of the round. Hold on, let me move him real quick. All right, and then hobgoblin. Yep, let's make him shoot. Sorry, guys, I forgot to roll initiative for the lead hobgoblin. That would be sad. So he is now a 3. All right. Okay, cool. So the hobgoblin adjacent to Zariel takes a swing at Zariel. Gets a 22, which I think actually hits Zariel.
It should.
I would think, yes, that does hit Zariel, AC 16. Zariel, then he also uses his goblin, one of his hobgoblin features, and does an additional 2d6.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yep. Oof, man. The game is taking forever to roll this. Okay, so 7 plus 9, 16 points of damage to Zariel. You hear a good thwack and grunt from over there. It is pretty apparent that Zariel got pretty seriously injured in that attack. And at this point, the hobgoblin commander takes a swing at Kaya. Gets a 20, and also does the hobgoblin feature. Kaya, you take 12 points of damage.
But only half of that.
Oh yes, that's right. Good call. So you only take half of that. You're in your barbarian rage. You are slashed severely, but you shrug it off because you're pissed.
And so that was 6 points of damage.
9, 10. Yep. So that would have been 6 points of slashing damage after your rage bonus.
Got it. I am not even bothered. I'm still yelling at the top of my lungs like a crazy bitch.
All right, cool. And top of the round is Glob. Glob, are you going to drag more people into the abyss, or are you going to heal some folks who are injured?
Yeah, better go heal Zariel.
Are you considering your options, or
did we lose Rob?
Rob?
Rob, are you muted?
Sorry, I was
Glob.
muted. I was muted.
No problem.
Let's see. At first, I was going to use Eldritch Blast, but then I saw Zariel take that nasty little wallop. So I'm going to. Oh shoot! Do I not have any spell slots left?
Oh no, he still does. Hold on. So he is a warlock, and at his level, I think he gets to cast. Now, remember that warlocks just have one spell pull essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And he has, hold on. Oh, crap. I should, it might be tracked in his resource. Let me check real quick. Well, no, he still has 2 Healing Whispers and Warlock. How many spells? Spell slots. So he has 2 spells he can cast.
Okay. Roll the dice.
So you can either use the Healing Whisper pool, or you can cast Cure Wounds, cause Fear or Cure Wounds.
Okay, then I'm going to use the Healing Whispers.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pool of d6s that you spend to fuel this healing. The number of the pool equals 1 plus my level. So I'm going to use 2d6, yeah, 2d6s.
So he only has 2 healing whispers left that will deplete his pull. Just
Then
he
I'll
had
just
some
keep,
earlier that he,
I'll just keep cure wounds then in the back of my pocket. So he heals for 7.
All right, cool. All right. So with that, I mean, again, Zariel kind of gets weird because there are these strange, unearthly whispers around him as his injuries are knitted and healed by an unworldly force, and as quickly as they were there, they are gone again. All right. Oh, and did you want to move Glop at all, or?
No, he's going to stay right where he is. This
All right,
is a
cool.
good spot. Right,
all right,
with a bunch
Vosh,
of allies between him and enemies.
Oh,
Cool.
That's actually probably a best place for him. Yes.
Yeah.
Vosh, you are up.
All right.
You
I'm
have
going to cast
you have.
Word of Radiance.
Ooh,
And,
very good.
That'll hit the 2 hobgoblins within 5 feet of me.
All right, set them on fire. I mean, and you know, lay your baneful wrath upon these foes,
Enlighten them.
Yes. Enlighten them.
or enkindle them, whichever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever. It's all light.
And what is your character con save right now?
Constitution save?
Mm-hmm.
2.
2? Okay. So that would be 12, or I'm sorry, not your con save. The DC of your spells, which would be on your spell tab.
Sure. DC, you said?
Mm-hmm. So the top
13.
13, perfect, cool.
Yeah, it already
So
says
those
right
are-
there, DC 13 Constitution save on
Oh, you know, it didn't show up for a second. I looked away. Okay, cool. So DC Constitution. There we go. Thank you. So bablam, save, bablam, save. Okay. So sadly, as flames erupt around you, punishing those who Bane does not like, unfortunately, both hobgoblins just kind of shy away from the heat and are uninjured by it.
All right. As a bonus action, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity to smack the guy to the south of me.
Okay.
Let me see here. So let's see. So do I just hit the weapon, or do I have to hit Channel Divinity?
You're just using Channel Divinity to make an extra attack, right?
Yes.
You can just make an attack roll. Sadly, that does not connect with the hobgoblin to the south of you.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
All right. And did you want to take any movement or anything like that?
I think I will drop back. Oh, sorry. I'm going to drop back over here and get some space to make some actions.
Okay, you will have left the threatened space of 2 hobgoblins. It would provoke 2 attacks of opportunity if you execute this maneuver.
Oh.
How much do you trust your armor?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. All right, cool.
Nice choice.
That much.
That says volumes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Our armor gets no love. Okay, Traveler. So you have shared your plans with your fellow recently unincarcerated. It is now your action. You're staying from the door, which you believe is where the dragon is being kept. What are you going to do?
Okay, he knows where to move to. God, I'm trying to catch up, guys. I was hoping for at least 1 or 2 more turns to advance my plan before shit hit the fan. So I'm kind of fast tracking it now. I'm going to tell him, when I enter that door, you light torch and enter the far door, close behind.
he does not have a torch to light. Are you giving him a
I'm
torch?
going to give him a torch.
Okay. He thinks for a moment like, oh, do I need flint? But then he realizes he actually has a fire spell in his hand, and he nods. And so when you go through that door, he is going to go through the other door of the torch.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
And to, he's going to throw the torch right into this area here in front of the door with these goblins right here.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of into this vicinity.
So he's gonna throw the torch there and then go in.
And then
go
perfect. Into this door right here, closing it behind him.
And shut it behind him. Perfect. Okay, cool.
And then on my next turn, I am going to kick open this door if I can. And that's going to basically be my action, is to inspect this door right here.
It is locked.
Okay. Then my action next turn will be to pick that lock.
You also have some keys. There's a possibility you might have keys that will open this door, or you might have to pick the lock.
As a bonus action, could I try a key?
You could.
No, I'll wait till the next one till I know what I'm doing.
Okay. So technically, you use the free action to communicate your plan. You haven't moved yet.
Yeah.
You can actually take an action right now if you wanted to pick the lock of the door.
I will try to pick the lock of the door.
Okay, go for it. Erky tries to assist you. He is a gnome.
Oh, that's right.
But it's kind of irritating because he's like, no, like this. But
backseat
either
lock
way,
picker.
Yeah, which is irritating, and we'll see what that results in. Go ahead and make a lock pick with advantage. So he's like, no. This is draconic. You do this, blah, blah. Like it is the most frustrating thing. And finally, you get so frustrated, and you turn at him and give him a dirty look. But that just kind of shift in your motion actually causes the door to unlock and slightly swing ajar.
Well, I don't want it to swing ajar. I just wanted to get it picked.
Okay, then it is just picked.
Yeah. Okay, so my next action is to wait for him to move to right here and get within this door. And then when I kick this door open and move my way over and get inside this door, that's when he's going to throw a torch right here.
Got it.
That's the plan.
Okay, so after he has assisted you, he's starting to get ready to go in that direction, and will probably ready in action to throw a torch. Yep. All right. So next, it is goblins. Which goblin are you? He is going to continue to hold his action, but cover that door. So Anubis, you actually see this particular goblin here move. He has an arrow actually kind of pointed at you through that doorway, but he has stepped back.
Okay.
So even though he could probably lob an arrow into you, he has not yet engaged you. But you have a weird feeling that if you made any kind of advancement towards him or went through that doorway, you're going to be a porcupine. Yep. They're going to polymorph you into a porcupine. All right. So Hobgoblin, next to you, Vosh, takes another swing at you. AC 14, I don't know. I don't think that hits. Vosh, what's your AC?
Hello? You said my
Yes.
AC?
Yes.
My AC is 18.
18. All right. That misses you.
Woo!
Oh, and I need to mark off people who have used their... Yep. All right, cool. They only get to use one of those. All right, perfect. All right, so he takes a swing at you. He is one of the few holdouts that has not been scared by you. But again, his blows are ineffectual towards you.
Good, as it should be.
All right. All right. Oh, and I don't think he got... There we go. All right, cool. Next, a goblin, and a hobgoblin. Okay, there we go. Now, Kaya, there's a hobgoblin adjacent to you who is kind of scared, but unfortunately,
Not afraid.
actually, let's see here. What would he continue? Actually, he's going to continue to engage you. All right, let me roll d20 real quick. Oh, okay, yeah, he's going to go completely after Vosh again. Vosh, the hobgoblin that you have scared makes a swing at you, gets a 23, gets a critical to hit, and a 9, which is a miss. And because this was at disadvantage, you do not take any damage.
Awesome.
So the fear spell is working.
Lucky.
Awesome.
Kaya, the what we're calling a twig blight, launches itself at you again. Again, it's kind of dug its little roots into the chest right adjacent to you, and it's just kind of whipping and lunging at you, trying to inflict some harm upon you while you're attacking, apparently, its master. It rolls a 15 to hit, which I do not believe connects. And
Fail.
Yep.
I laugh in the face of trees.
I laugh at trees. That should be your group's motto after this adventure.
I laugh in the face of trees, indeed.
How many people watch?
We've
How
killed a
many
lot of
people
shrubbery.
read Order of the Stick? Does anyone
don't
read?
know.
Yes,
Order of
I
the
do.
Stick? Yeah. Okay. The dwarf is pissed.
Oh, at trees.
As
Hates all trees.
I told you the trees would attack. I told you.
Now I'm going to have to read it.
Yeah, you need to find Order of the Stick. There's
Oh,
a dwarf
there-
that has a mortal fear of trees.
Oh yeah, and it is a long-running comic. If you start it now, you're probably 1,000 pages into it.
Yeah, it's all online. You can start at the beginning. It's hysterical as fuck.
Yep. All right, Anubis, you are up.
I was just writing that down before I could forget. All right, well, my jerk.
Roll to hit.
Nope.
He has now taken a slightly more defensive stance and has deflected.
Oh, thank you for saving on that.
Saving on what?
Oh no, thank you for that. You know.
Oh yeah. He has taken a more defensive stance and has a shield up. Your arrow hits the shield and just kind of ricochets and buries itself in the wall behind him, with a nice loud ka-thunk as it is deflected.
Damn it. That one might be broken.
All right, Zariel, you are up again, and you are currently engaged with a hobgoblin who seriously injured you. Oh, really quick, Rob, how much did you heal him again?
7, I believe it was.
7. Thank you. I should have added those hit points back then. All right, perfect. Zariel, are you with us? And can you take a swing at hobgoblin or any other action? I will take that as a no. So Zariel is going to take another whack with his greatsword into the hobgoblin. And gets a 6. I gets a 1, actually. A natural 1.
It is not looking good for Zoriel today.
No,
right.
it isn't.
Let's make a dex check real quick. Okay, cool. His sword does not go skittering off into the pit. So they are engaged, and during an exchange of blows, Zoriel almost loses his sword but quickly recovers it before it goes plummeting into the gloom below. The hobgoblin adjacent to you, Kaya, who is feared by Vosh, takes a swing at you, rolls a 21 to hit, but also a 7 and misses.
I laugh
because he is in the presence of the thing that fears him and all that. By the way, how long does the fear last? Vosh?
That fear was clutch. That fear was
I think
seriously
that fear
clutch.
should be done by now, shouldn't it?
No,
lasts
I'm
for
not sure.
1 minute until you end it as a bonus action. So
That is 10
it'll last
rounds.
10 rounds.
10
Yep.
rounds.
Oh, well, let's keep it going.
All right. Unless you want to drop it. For you, when you feel that you're denying people.
No,
you
no.
can do that.
No,
I prefer
surely
dodging
not.
whenever possible. So no.
And I don't see a concentration component, so you're not going to lose it if you get hit. So yeah.
Nope. Yep.
Run if you want.
Continue just scaring the life out of them.
All right.
And the livers.
All right, Glop. You are floating and flittering around in the middle of a hallway. What are you going to do?
Glop is actually going to fly up this way and scout ahead.
Okay.
For us. I just need to double check my distances here.
Yeah, he has a 40-foot move with flight. You could go up to 80 if you dash it.
Yeah, he's just gonna dash it all the way.
Okay.
So.
Now, the traveler might not be aware of what's going on, but Glob will know what's going on. And so in a way, Glob could relay these facts to Anubis. And actually, he probably would. So Anubis, you know that the traveler and Glob and another individual and the gnome captive are coming down a hallway adjacent to you.
And it looks like I was right about that hallway. Thank God for that. I was so nervous about that. Shit, I was so nervous. I'm gonna end up in a fucking pit trap somewhere. I'm gonna end up in some oddball corner of the dungeon, and I'm gonna get totally lost.
I will say the dungeon has pit traps, and while he's flying, he's not going to trip any pit traps. But you, being bipedal, could.
I know, but I'm just at this moment, hearing all this hubbub going on and all that, I'm just more concerned about getting to my friends and, trying to do what I can to cut off any reinforcements getting to them. So that will be Glop's turn.
All right. I made some checks. All right. Kaya, you are up. You are beset by twigs, and hobgoblins. What would you like to do?
I am continuing to whack upon the leader dude because he's pissing me off.
All right. At this point, he has readied his shield, and so he is at his full AC.
So I can take a free action to draw a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I will draw... I'm actually going to draw my short sword.
Okay.
And I'm directly in front of him, so I am confident that I can get past his shield. Ha ha ha. And with a 25...
Holy shit. Okay.
I love Barbarian Rage. I absolutely love Barbarian Rage.
Hell, that was just a roll. I didn't even advantage that or nothing. So, what did I do him with my rage and the screaming and slaves will be free?
You wail on him and knock his shield aside and drive your sword home. Go ahead and do damage.
9 more points of damage.
So you drive your... Oof, yeah, that's right. So that's 11 points. You knock his shield... Sorry. You knock his shield up, and he's not able to bring it down in time to protect himself. So you actually drive your short sword into his armpit, into his chest cavity, and his eyes go wide, and his mouth goes kind of slack as you just kind of give it a nice twist. And then he just kind of grabs at you, sputters something out in Goblin, but then slumps to the ground dead.
Go, Kaya.
Slaves will be free. Slaves will be free. And I have to defend myself against assholes before I can loot him. But I'm screaming, this one's mine. Loot's mine. My loot, mine. My loot.
So with her free action, Kaya lays claim to the dead carcass in the corner of the room.
Okay. Standing in his entrails, I shall turn to defend myself against the next asshole that comes at me.
All right,
tree,
cool.
Whatever. With my short sword.
Kaya, remind me never to cut you off in traffic. God.
No, don't. Because, there's a whole lot of liberal fuck this, fuck that, and fuck you.
Okay. So at this point, Esky Timbers moves to this location here.
Right.
So he
there is
makes a
where he should
move and
be.
a dash, and kind of opens the door with his move action. And then his next action, he'll be able to throw. Well, he'll be able to throw the lit torch into that area right there.
Mhm.
Ooh, I should make a stealth check for him. Yeah, right. This would be a. Oh God, he has shit stats. Okay. All right. So good to know.
Erky, you're gonna blow this shit, aren't you?
Erky's gonna blow the op. All right. Zariel is engaged with the hobgoblin, who turns on him and attacks. Gets a 15, which I don't actually think hits Zariel. Zariel has an AC of 16, so there's some sword blows exchanged, but no blood is drawn. No further blood is drawn. This guy has died, and we are now back at the top of the round with Glob.
All right.
Glob, sorry, with a B.
Glob is going to launch his bread and butter Eldritch Blast at this guy right here to give some breathing room to Vosh.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can push him 10 feet with your Eldritch Blast.
Well, that'll put him into the wall, so
Yep.
there's really no point. And that should be a hit.
That connects. Go and roll damage.
So 8 force damage.
All right. Does not kill the hobgoblin, but seriously injures the hobgoblin. All right. Did you want to take any free actions? Oh, shit. Your whispers would have been a free action or a bonus action. So, yeah, that's okay. We'll pick that action. We'll just assume that was lost. But you hit. You do have a bonus and a movement if you like.
Let's see. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and just
And keep in mind that your tentacle attack can pull them 10 feet.
You know, I'm going to stick with this. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Vosh, you are up.
Alrighty. Let's give a word of radiance another chance.
All right. You radiate the word and
taste Bane's enlightenment.
Bane's enkindlement. All right, so a couple con checks. 1 and 2. So a 17 and a 10. So this guy is not enkindled, but this guy is enkindled, and he takes 4 points of damage.
Now is a save?
Can I add, as part of my necrotic shroud, it says that I can add necrotic damage to one target. So I would like to add that to that guy, and it's equal to my level, so it's an extra 3 points of damage.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Now, does a save negate damage or half it?
A save negates damage entirely.
Okay.
Yep. So no damage on a DC 13. So this hobgoblin down here, just the one who is not scared by you, Bane. I'm sorry, by you, Vosh. You inflict your necrotic and fire damage against this injured hobgoblin. The necrotic flames lick into his body and almost kind of envelop his face like he's drowning in water. He clutches at his throat for a moment and lets out a shriek that turns into just essentially smoke, and he collapses dead on the ground.
Woohoo!
It was actually a creepy way to go.
I enjoyed that too much. Sorry.
No problem. All right, Traveler, you are up. Oh, I'm sorry, Vosh, did you want to take a movement?
Yeah,
If you were to disengage from the feared hobgoblin, He might take an attack of opportunity against you, but would be at a disadvantage because he's scared of you.
I'll stay where I'm at just to give Kaya some backup from where I'm at.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Traveler, you're up.
Okay. Time to put my plan into motion. The door is now officially picked, so I am going to go ahead and just with great gusto and flourish, as hard as I can, just kick that door wide open.
All right. You kick the door open to this room. Let me change that doorway into a big fucking hole. All right. And then
Oh boy.
you are immediately beset by flavor text. Mounted and stuffed animal heads adorn the walls. The mounting job is sloppy, and the assortment of heads includes cattle, giant rats, and other non-particularly impressive specimens. A few grisly trophies share the wall with the animals, including a couple kobold heads. Smashed and broken cabinets and small tables litter the periphery of the room. Mute victims of some sort of rampage. A rusted iron spike stands in the center of the room, trailing a broken chain. Thin patches of frost coat sections of the walls, floor, and debris. And then, as you kick in the door, a startled something or other appears.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
And behind the table,
Oh my.
you see this. And it is pissed.
Good. That
I
is
bet she
exactly what
is.
I want. That is exactly what I want.
I bet she is.
It
Okay.
is pissed and hissing at you. You don't know if this means it's going to chase after you or what, but you have definitely made something very unhappy.
Okay. Well, now that it knows that I'm here, I am going to use all of my movement to zippity-doo-dah right around in there.
I need to
Close
know
the
if you
door
shut
behind me.
that door. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, believe me, I'm getting to that. Closing the door behind me, and that is Mr. Erky's signal to light a torch and toss it in front of that door.
Hopefully he gets a chance to do so before he is turned into a gnome sickle.
Flaming pile of goop.
Well, if he sees that dragon, I
He'll be
would
frozen,
hope he have.
stiff.
I would hope he has enough common sense to just say "fuck the torch" and just close the door.
You'd like to think that. We'll see how this goes. It's definitely going to be fascinating. All right.
And then
so this
sec.
guy.
I'm
No
going
problem.
to use full dash to get myself over here. And that is my turn.
Fuck. Okay, good to know. All right.
Wait, no,
and
could I actually join? Yeah, it's the same distance. I could actually join him there at the door by that time.
Okay. All right, cool. The door is open. In fact, I'm going to close that door. Just see. Yeah, you will not get to see the horrible things that happen behind you. All right, so that door is closed. That door was actually opened by him, so that is open right now. And then back to token layer. All right, cool. All right, sweet. So next is a hobgoblin. No, that hobgoblin is dead. Next is a goblin. I'm going to make one more check for this guy. Let's see what you get. Oh, man, these guys are like frickin' bricks. All right, so does not hear or see or know. Is setting up right there. And then is, all right, so the feared hobgoblin sees you essentially necrotically flambe his buddy. He takes a feeble swing at you, just kind of like shrill with fear, but unfortunately 11 does not hit you, Thosh. And he's going to die a failure.
Going to cry all the way to the grave.
But the twig blight is going to attack you, Kaya, And oh geez, wow, they're sucking wind. The little plant that has attached itself to the chest is still lashing out at you, Kaya. Probably because you killed its master, but again, is not getting any blows in on you. Oh, okay. This goblin actually could have heard something. Let me see something here. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this goblin steps into the room and is going to make a perception check. See if that defeats Erky's stealth check. Or what was his stealth check? Oh god, that happened a long time ago. Scrolling. Find a failed check. Right. Gosh, where is that? Constitution, Dex. People being set on fire. Wow.
I'm gonna have to grab grab Erky by the short and curlies and pull him back in here, aren't I?
I think okay. That's actually that would have been a failure because I think he rolled a 9. So, so one goblin has stepped into the room and is trying to look through the hazy light of this room to see what's going on, what made all that noise. But unfortunately his spot check, his investigation did not go too well.
This is actually working out better than I hoped it would.
Commoners are kind of pressing themselves up against the wall. Anubis, you are up.
Yay.
The battle is going pretty well, and the goblins are staying behind. Either they're cowards or they're hoping that the hobgoblins are going to be killed. Either way, you are free to rain down death where you see fit.
Did you see my bling?
Yes. Are you going to bling him?
I'm going to try to bling him.
I
might have blinged him.
That blings. That does bling.
I might have blinged him. And I did better damage than I did against his boss, which is only funny.
Nice. So that does not kill him, but he is within a flea bite of dying. You launch an arrow right into his stomach, and he doubles over in pain with your arrow kind of protruding from his stomach.
Ready. So.
And did you want to take any movement?
That's what I'm trying to decide. I'm feeling like I've got a guy that had an arrow at me, so we'll see if shifting my position just a little bit makes that better for me or worse for me.
Okay. All right, cool. Next is Zariel. Zariel is going to actually really quick. Kale, are you back? And are you able to move or attack with Zariel?
Hello?
We'll take that as a no. I will still take that as a no. So he takes a swing with his greatsword. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, 13 does not connect. He is still engaged in a bloody melee with the hobgoblin in front of him. All right. And the hobgoblin, who is in fear, is going to attack. I was going to attack Akaya again. We'll see how this goes. All right. So he attacks and gets a 8 and a 17. Both would have missed. Kaya, the hobgoblin who is cowed next to you, takes a couple of feeble swings, but they do not connect. So Glop actually has a strength of 10. He can move and manipulate things, and with an intelligence of kind of like 10, he could probably figure out a doorknob. What would you like Glop to do?
Glop is actually going to move over to here and open this door.
Okay. Invisibility. I don't think invisibility is broken by anything but attacks or casts. So yeah, okay. So that door mysteriously opens, and the only sound you all hear is like a flop a flop a flop a thwack sound.
This doesn't sound good.
And you
now
can take a movement if you want.
Oh, okay. So opening the door is an action.
The opening of the door is a movement. You're using
it's a movement?
Yeah, you're using
Okay.
5 points of movement to open unlock door.
Then I'm going to use a little more movement and fly into here.
How high in the air are you going to be?
Just maybe above Zariel's head.
Okay, actually, so at that point, hold on. Let me go to GM layer. So there are 2 goblins who are climbing up the vines from your vantage point. They're about 20 feet down. They're climbing up the vines of this this kind of pit, which you can actually kind of almost make out the bottom. It actually does flatten out about 80 feet down, and it looks to be some kind of like larger chamber with some kind of strange growths in it.
Well, then, how far down are they?
They're 20 feet down of a 80-foot pit. Well, actually, the pit opens up into a chamber, so it's a hole at the top of a chamber that's beneath.
Oh, dang! I just barely have enough movement to get to them. Okay, then I am going to move just above the pit, and so that Glob can see
Where they're coming up.
Where they're coming up.
Okay. All right, cool. At this point, he makes his climb and is going to do a double movement, and it is going to be at the top of the rim of the pit. Let me move. Actually, yeah, he's right there. So currently, this dude has just emerged from the pit. It looks like his intent is to help the shaman out of the pit, and he is not making any threatening motions yet. So the charmed goblin appears to be trying to help the shaman. The shaman is next, and she is essentially kind of in that same space, and he is helping her out of the pit. But she has not yet gotten over the lip of the pit yet. Kaya, you're up.
Sorry.
No problem.
Whoa. What the hell is that?
And Kaya, you can actually see both goblins at this point as well.
Okay. But they're coming up on the opposite side from me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna scream again. About, slaves rise up against the oppressor and like that. And then I'm screaming that at those 2 coming up. But then I'm going to turn and whack the dude next to me.
Okay. Whackety whackety. AC 18.
I hit his ass.
Holy shit.
You did.
For
Okay.
8 points of damage. Thank you very much.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, he is not a happy camper. He is grievously injured, as is his buddy. Okay. God, and they're both like super. Okay, yeah. Yikes. Are you going to take any movement, or are you going to do anything else?
I'm going to stomp the entrails a little bit more.
Okay.
You're probably slaves rise up against the oppressors.
You're about ankle deep in hobgoblin entrail right now. All right, this one is starting to notice the activity in that room. This one is joining him, and then Urki goes. Urki throws a torch. Let me find my torch real quick. There we go. There we go. Urki throws a torch, goes through the door, shuts it behind him. And
good job, Urki.
Did I roll initiative for the dragon?
No, you did not.
No,
let
she
me
has
do that
not
real
got an
quick.
initiative yet. I'm assuming.
And technically, you got a surprise on the dragon, so technically, it's not going to go till next round. So there goes Erky, and there goes a hobgoblin. Oh, that hobgoblin's still alive. That hobgoblin's going to take a swing at Zariel, and is going to roll a 4, and is going to miss. It is obvious that the dice are on your sides.
Boy, this is just a clash of titans between these two, isn't it?
It kind of is.
All right, so Glob, you are
All
up.
right. Glob.
The charmed goblin is right in front of you and is helping the shaman out of the pit. His body language still seems trusting of you, like you're not going to kill. He's not planning on being killed by you or anything like that. You can't speak for the shaman who's being yanked out of the pit, but this is also the shaman you dragged into the pit. Apparently, she grabbed onto the side of the.
Really quick question: if I were to send the charmed goblin back over the pit since he's helping her, would he take her with him?
Possibly. If you were to Eldritch Blast him off of this the wall of this pit, you're probably going to send him tumbling down to their death. She'll probably get a dex save to avoid getting pulled after him.
I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do it. I'm going to Eldritch Blast him and try to take her with him.
Okay. He has an AC of...
Does it beat a 22?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yes. Go ahead and roll damage against him. That is lethal. He is dead. And then she has to make a dex save.
If you kill the dragon, Rob.
Small human dex save. Oh, shit. Okay, so these poor goblins. They're not going to catch a break. You definitely hear one tumbling thwack, and moments later, another thwack. And I'm not going to roll damage for her. That would have been like 8d6 for it. No, that'd been 46. But that they are dead.
What level is Glob? I'm gonna pull
this. Okay, then I think that is gonna be Glob's turn.
Okay, cool. Vosh, you're up.
Alrighty, so.
But she lets out a shrill cry as she tumbles to her death.
Oh.
Who's that? The shaman?
The shaman who just got dragged into the pit.
Oh.
All right.
Well, that's who killed her?
Glop.
Oh, all right. Cool. So I'm going to move closer to, and that puts all the 2 remaining goblins and the little twig within range of my word of radiance, and I'm just going to play with fire.
All right.
Kaya will approve greatly.
All right. There you go. Word of radiance.
Fire!
You are just to be clear, you are incinerating the blight and the 2 hobgoblins.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Oh, with this, you just rolled it. So let me make some checks. And that is a DC 13. So fire. Wait, is it rolling? There we go. Fire. Fire.
There's one.
And then there's one. And then the twig.
Damn.
But actually this might be a disadvantage. Shit. Vulnerable. Okay. So that's vulnerable, so it does take damage. So okay, yeah. So you this hobgoblin right here is seared by Bane's might. And you also, just kind of out of your almost, priestly senses, almost as like you see the hand of Bane cave in his skull a little bit, burning as he expires and collapses to the ground dead. And then next to Kaya, you see the little evil plant thing burst into flames, writhe in agony, and expire with a nice smoky, sizzly sound.
I'm enjoying that too much.
You were chanting fire, fire, fire for a while before we played. It was your battle cry today.
My new go-to. I am enjoying
It came true.
Fire, fire, fire.
So, Traveler, you're on the other side of a door that is not locked. Are you going to try and lock it or brace it in some way? It is a door that opens. Would these open inward or outward? They open to the hall. So this is a door that's going to open out.
I'm just gonna kind of quickly tell Erky lock it behind us.
He does not have a key. You would have to use lockpicks to lock this door.
Can I use a free action to drop the keys and leave them there?
Yes, but there's a possibility the keys you drop might not go to this door.
No, I'm not going. Mama will take you.
You know what? I'm gonna chance it. Yeah, I'm just gonna chance it. I'm gonna hope that no one realized. I'm gonna hope they're more focused on the torch that got tossed in there rather than this door. So I am going to double dash and hope that the dragon gets to them before they get to us. And zippity doodah through this door and surprise attack this hobgoblin on Zoriel.
Okay, cool.
So, let's see. He has taken an action, so my assassinate wouldn't give me advantage. Or wait, is it the other way around? Yeah, I wouldn't have. Or well, I would still have advantage because it's a surprise. But if he is surprised, it's an automatic crit. So,
actually, make a stealth check for going down that hallway. One way to adjudicate this is if you beat his passive perception, he wouldn't see you come rolling in to stab him.
Okay, so stealth check, incoming.
And his passive is 10, so you just have to beat a 10. All right, perfect. Yeah, he didn't see you coming through that door. I mean, the door opened up, but he's been so fixed on the battle with Zariel.
Okay, so this
Go
should
ahead
be
and
a surprise attack. So, and I actually made a mistake on my last one. I only get one sneak attack
damage
per turn, not per attack. So I kind of flubbed that. So I gotta.
Well, I mean, you it just means you overkilled him 3 times versus 5.
Yeah. So first dagger.
Still blew him up.
That's a 24. And second dagger. Is a 16.
All right. The 24 hits. The 16 does not.
Okay. So then I will roll that. So that is 16, 24, 25, 26 points of damage.
All right. You ass dagger him for 26 points of damage, and he is dead. You literally stab him in the kidneys and rake your blades up, kind of opening him up like a lobster, and he is dead before he hits the ground.
I just look over at Anubis. Did you miss me?
I did. I did.
Get ready. Shit about to hit fan. Do not use southern door. And and that's my turn.
Okay, so this goblin now he is not going to be able to use his held action, but has heard that his shaman has been killed. So at this point, he lobs a arrow in through the doorway at the target that he can see, which is going to be Glob. That is a 10, which misses. So this goblin shoots into the doorway and then sidesteps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 30. All right, cool. All right, and he is not holding actions anymore. All right, cool. This goblin is going to step into the doorway. So that gives him 10 left. He also shoots into that doorway. Glob is still the best target. That hits, and Glob takes, and I'll knock it off, he takes 7 points of damage. And then he takes another 10 feet and steps. Oh, he's going to step over here. Okay. And he is also not overwatching anymore. Let me take that off. There we go. And then this goblin is going to advance through his ranks into the room where the activity occurred. This hobgoblin is dead. This twig blight is dead. And this goblin is going to go to the door and starts trying to open it. And then the goblin commoners are still going to huddle away from the combat. Anubis, you're up. You've seen a couple arrows go through that open doorway, and one of them actually clips Glob, who kind of shrieks a little bit from the arrow stuck out of his thigh. So 2 of the doors into this room are ajar right now.
Right. And I'm going to move myself as I'm passing the door, the opening. Can I see someone with a bow? Is the question.
Almost
trying to
all
figure out.
There are approximately, as you're stepping through the doorway, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 goblins in the room with bows out.
I can't tell which ones they are. Is this guy one?
Yes.
All right. Well, then this guy.
All right. You're going to lob an arrow at him?
I am.
Okay. You would have to be standing here to get that shot off without a without penalty.
Oh, over here?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So you...
All right, so it's still this guy, right?
Yep, still that guy, and that does connect. Oof, ouch. All right, you send an arrow sailing into the room. You catch him dead center in the chest. The arrow quivers and then comes still, and so does he. He flops to the ground dead.
And I'm going to finish by moving myself so that I'm less in line of sight with Dorgan.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that was your movement. Zariel is probably... Actually, really quick, Rob G., if you were there, did you want to take any actions with Zariel? Your hobgoblin is dead, and there's only 1 hobgoblin left in the room. I don't know if he is there or not. Okay, so at this point, he is going to use some lay on hands on himself to bring him up a little bit. 18, 19, 20, so that is 9 points. He's going to use... he probably used 10 points of healing to bring himself back up. So he is back at... Oh, wait, that's not... Oh, I'm sorry. It should have been less than that. So 6. So he is back up to full. All right, Zariel heals himself and then moves to be adjacent to Kaya, steps on top of over the dead body of the slain leader, and is ready to engage with the remaining hobgoblin. Not that he longs much for the world. That hobgoblin, though, does take a swing at Kaya. Let's see if he can get a blow in, and he does not. He fails miserably, which leads us back to Glop.
Okay,
So, Glop, you're hovering over a pit. There are a couple of dead goblins on the ground beneath you, about 80, actually probably be closer to 100 feet now since you're hovering in the air. And there are also possibly shifting forms in the pit as well.
A whole lot of nope down there.
Yep. Writhing Cthulhu nope.
I'm going to
lives beneath you. But
maneuver.
as you're hovering over it, though, you can tell that there is an open chamber a vast open chamber underneath this pit. This is not just a pit. It is above a chamber that goes deeper into the structure.
That is a tomorrow problem. Right now,
that is a nope.
Right now, we've got more important things. Glob is going to fly over here, and he is going to close this door shut.
Okay. Well done. All right.
And then he is going to maneuver his way back up here and rejoin the traveler.
All right. The door is shut. It is not ajar anymore. All right.
Excellent.
Okay, so that Fred is dead. Goblin Fred is dead. So is the shaman. Kaya, you are up. There is one hobgoblin who remains, who is literally standing in a puddle of hobgoblin urine. And is still enfeared by Vosh. What would you like to do to this hobgoblin?
Shall we interrogate him before we kill him dead?
Point of order. We might not have time for interrogation.
Okay, I will whack him.
Okay. AC 18, go ahead and whackity whackity whackity.
When you hear big roar, you'll know when to run.
Glob says,
"Oh my God! I just critted this son of a bitch."
Jesus Christ. Oh wow.
10 plus 4 plus 2.
Sean, I thought you said we were gonna.
16.
I thought you said these guys would be a pain in the butt for us.
Oof. Okay,
16.
so
16. Dead. So dead. DED dead.
You run him through and then split him open from essentially pelvic bone to chin. And he slumps to the ground, just spilling his innards everywhere.
Oops.
And is dead. Dead.
Just say oops.
Very dead. So dead. With the deadening. And the deadness.
The deadening has occurred. All right, so that goblin advances on that doorway, and then the shit show happens.
All right.
Bam, 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 bam,
Waiting for
bam.
this.
All right, so that's okay. Really, what? How much does this? Okay, it moves at that, and it moves at that, and so let's see here. So this would have been. You in this chamber, most of your party hear this shrill roar that just kind of reverberates down some corridors.
That would be our cue.
And 15 foot. Oh gosh, yeah. He's a wormling. He actually can't decimate everyone yet, but he can work on it. And it's actually going to make a charge.
Well, I can hear him. Do I know what I'm hearing?
You're hearing
dragons are exactly what I know.
You're hearing a dragon rampaging through the keep right now. Let's see, goblin. Where are the goblins? Oh, did I lose my goblins? Oh, hold on. I'm trying to see how many hit points or how many AC this goblin has right now. But you are actually hearing what sounds like a dragon rampaging through the citadel. Monsters in the citadel. And this all gets shut down. Okay, NPCs, goblinoids, and then there we go. Has an AC of 15. Okay, all right, cool. All right.
Trying to figure out which of my abilities I want to use.
Shut the door, and then all right. Launching an arrow. Nope. And then you also hear another shrill scream. traveler.
Where does it sound like it's coming from? He said the south hallway. So
You're
the one behind the traveler or the one...
You're hearing it actually kind of coming equally from both doors. And as you are listening, Anubis, a small gnome comes catapulting through this door, slides to the ground, looks back up at the traveler, and shrieks, "Shut the door, shut the door, shut the door." And then we're at the top of the round again. Glob.
Glob is going to
I don't like the sound of this.
and he is going to maneuver his way as far from those two doors as he humanly can, probably around this way.
Okay.
Or
He's
in
going to
your
hide.
Likely
He's
can.
going to hide behind Kaya. And yeah, he will actually do. Let me double check.
As a warlock, he can cast 2 spells right now. So he doesn't have spell slots. He has like a universal spell slot for any of his level of spells.
He will just ready an action, Eldritch Blast, anything that might come through either door.
Okay.
Yeah, and that will be Glob's turn. Or actually, is anyone hurt really bad?
Glob took a hit.
He is injured himself, but not seriously.
Yeah, he's not too bad off. Is anyone else really hurting?
Not yet.
Zoriel was pretty seriously injured, but healed himself.
Okay, what about you, Vosh?
Vosh is muted.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
So we hear the screaming from the other room, and
Well, are you hurt really bad right now?
oh no, actually, I haven't taken any damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then Glob is just gonna ready Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
All right, Vosh, you're up. You are hearing. Well, first off, you saw a gnome that you've never seen before come leaping through the open doorway, and then scream back to the traveler to shut the door, shut the door, shut the door. The gnome is practically naked, but is carrying a couple spears and appears to be armed with daggers as well.
Oh, look, everybody, I made new friend.
This is where we're all like, wait a minute, what? Oh my goodness gracious. All right. So as soon as Anubis can determine that we're hearing the dragon, he has some decisions to make. So
I am going to. I'm assuming I can do something here if I want to. I'm going to cast that spiritual weapon spell and just have it ready just in case.
Okay, cool. All right. I thought we had a spiritual. Let me create one real quick. Glove. The love glove.
God.
You might feel a slight burning sensation.
Turn your head and cough.
Vosh, you summoned the gauntlet of Bane. You summon the gauntlet of Bane, and it arrives to assist you in the upcoming battle.
And the way it's positioned right now literally says "turn your head and cough."
Yeah. What's amusing is there's actually another glove which I kind of like. I'm not going to use this one for this encounter, but.
Uh-oh.
Just relax. It won't hurt a bit. After 50, that becomes the glove of choice.
So, just as an aside, maybe something to consider as you advance your character's career, Vosh. you might be able to, as a class or as a divine feature, take some Bigsby-like hands that represent the Gauntlet of Bane, and it could be just a hand that goes around, lifts things, pokes people, makes rude gestures. That's above and beyond the capacity of a spiritual weapon. So.
Prostate exams.
Yeah. I cast fondle prostate. Okay, never mind. All right. So Vash, that's your action to summon the spiritual weapon. You also you can move or use your move. I think you can use your movement to move the weapon, right? Or is it bonus act? Okay. Yeah. So if you wanted to move the spiritual weapon to a location, you could as well.
Where are we hearing the sounds coming from?
Mostly through this open doorway here. This doorway is closed, and there are definitely screams coming from it as well. But more of the screams seem to be echoing out of the second door next to the traveler.
Oh, it's not letting me move the gauntlet.
Oh, hold on. Let's see if I can give you access to controlled by Vash. There you go. Now you can move it.
All right. I'm just going to move it right there.
All right, cool. All right, Traveler, you are up. A gnome has materialized in front of you and is shrieking for you to shut the door, shut the door, shut the door. What would you like to do?
I'm just going to, kind of just pat his little head and tell him, just do not worry. I have under control. And I'm just going to go back through the door and kind of peek around here a little bit. Or not there.
You are hearing a melee taking place. The door is shut right now. They did not get a chance to open the door.
It's not. It's not that first door. It's the one that the gnome actually had closed off. Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of
watch that door. Okay.
I'm just gonna watch that door. Yeah. And if anything comes through that door, double dash right back into the room here.
So you're going to hold your action. If that door opens, you're going to run back through the other door.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Now, at this point, let's see here. Let's see here. So this is, what is that? Okay.
Oh, wait. How did Glob... Oh, I must have selected both of us. Okay.
Yep. Anubis, you're up. What would you like to do?
Oh, God. How close do I think the dragon is?
The dragon is probably 80 to 100 feet away right now.
And I don't really have anybody else that I can fire at, right?
Nope. Unless you want to execute the gnome.
No, I'm going to kind of, I think, just hang.
Okay. You can also ready an action so that, like, if a door opens or something comes through a doorway, you can shoot or otherwise take another action.
I think I'm just going to say loud enough that everyone in the room can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
If he tries to come in, let me try to control him. Don't open fire on the dragon.
What? All right. Ooh, geez. Okay, really quick. Zariel, are you present?
I don't think he is.
Okay. So Zariel is going to stand next to this door and watch it. Just really quick.
Suppose we could be picking over the bodies we've currently got.
Could.
I'm gathering my arrows.
Although every round being 10 seconds, it's not as much of a...
No, we don't actually have as long as it sounds like.
All right. So Zariel approaches the door, has his sword out ready, and is prepared to engage anything that comes through the doorway. Glop, you are up. I guess you can fly up or down or just hang out. What would Glop like to do?
Glop is going to actually. He should still be invisible, right?
Yes. He has yet to do an action that would break his invisibility.
Okay. Then he's actually just gonna hover around down into this pit and just kind of scout out a little bit, trying to stay out of range of anything grabby or too touchy feely. Just kind of hover down till he can kind of get a view of what's going on down there.
So let's see here. What can you see from there? So, hold on. Let me. I need to consult the Book of Armaments for a moment and see. So, how far down will Glob go?
He's invisible. He can go as far down as he wants.
We'll start with 40 feet, and then if it keeps going, I'll just use movement or an action to double move.
Okay. So, what you are aware of as you kind of drift down a little bit is that there is actually a hewn square chamber that this hole opens up into. And what has also become apparent is another one of those twig blights has kind of crawled out of view, or had crawled from the side to the bodies of the two slain goblins, and is beginning to, I mean, for all intents and purposes, feast on their bodies. It has started digging in its roots, and you see it kind of drawing a little of nourishment from these bodies and growing in size a little bit. And then Glop is assaulted by text in the form of luminescent fungus, shedding violet light, clings to the walls and ceilings of this wide cavern. The air is damp, chilly, and redolent with odors of loam and decay. A layer of earth mixed with rotting vegetation and remains of cave animals covers the floor. Several varieties of mushrooms and fungi grow on the detritus, as well as a few saplings. Which one of these saplings has animated and is starting to draw blood and other things, nourishment from one of the goblins.
Lovely.
Barf.
So it's kind of just an underground greenhouse.
Yeah.
Yes, but instead of sunlight,
evil.
Yeah.
Greenhouse of evil.
For the worst kind of players.
All right. So that is Glop's action. But again, Glop is this happy-go-lucky kind of creature. This is like fascinating and fun.
Not as long as I'm controlling him.
Only Glob is feeling. Only Glob is feeling the horror and chill of what is being seen below. So you're all just kind of. Kaya, you probably see Glob kind of like cover his face and is just kind of silently shrieking to himself at what he's seeing through his familiar's eyes. Kaya, you're up.
I am going to ask my friend Glob what is wrong.
There is something terrible beneath us.
More terrible than moving trees that attack people?
That and more.
Oh, dear God in heaven, or whatever it is that we worship here. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear old Amara in the casino. God damn it.
Right. Sounds about right. Oh, boy.
Is there some way we can kill it? Whatever it is?
I don't know.
Well, one impossible thing at a time. Let's see what we can do about these slave holding dumb shits we're dealing with now.
Oh, they're dead, and now the slaves are being probably eaten alive by dragons.
Aren't there still bad guys on the other side of the door here?
So there are goblins on the other side of the doors right now. Now the door to the south has been closed.
Right, that's the one that has arrows coming through it.
Yes, but the door is closed, so there are no more arrows coming through it right now. And all you're hearing is the sound of goblins being devoured by dragons.
Okay, I'm going to go over here and listen at the door.
Okay.
To the dragon devouring shit.
Go ahead and make a perception. So that would be not investigation. There's another word for it.
Well, I have perception.
Yes, make a perception check.
Yeah, I got a 4. It's just loud noises. There's just noises.
So what you're hearing right now is essentially a whole bunch of goblins. It sounds like they're engaged in a melee. You're not hearing like the twang of bow fire, but you're hearing essentially a melee taking place with what you're assuming is the dragon. And then you of course hear the shriek and shrill cries of the dragon as it's engaged in combat. It has let out some cries like it's been injured or is yelping or something like that.
The dragon is?
Yes.
Oh. We're supposed to be saving the dragon.
Well, he is being used as a distraction.
I'm going to look to the traveler and say, should we be going down the other hallway right now, or what was the plan after letting the dragon loose on the bad guys?
Right now, I'm back in the other hallway.
Oh, yeah, he's already out and got down. Yep.
All right.
I did say let me try to speak to it first. I'm just kind of letting it kill shit.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I will say out loud. I'll wait until the melee sounds done, and then maybe we can. Maybe the dragon will have a nice full belly and want to not attack us. I guess I'll wait here until further notice. But I'm going to stand with my back to this wall right here, just in case something comes up over the ledge, because I don't trust these little tenderly bits here. In fact, I'm thinking seriously about finding some flint and stone and candles and shit in my backpack, and wondering how much, lantern oil I'm going to need to firebomb the shit out of this pit.
So as you're listening at the door, you're hearing this bloody melee, and then you hear a shrill creen, and a sound you can only describe as like maybe a blast, like the strongest wind you've ever heard, blasting through like a gap in a doorway or whatever. You've never heard a sound like this before. And with that, there is a group of goblins letting out a shrill scream and howl, which are then suddenly cut silent.
Good girl. Or good boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that indicate that the dragon won? I can't tell.
It does to me. He comes from a dragon house and only knows that he's got about a 30% chance and one die roll to try and get this thing calmed down enough to take it back or determine whether it's better off. Yeah. So we'll just let it kill everybody.
Go dragon.
Yeah.
And I forgot to shut that door. So, Traveler, you actually hear this happen. You're actually a little closer to this. You hear goblins engaged in combat, and you see the door across the hall kind of bow a little bit, and frost kind of lick underneath the doorway, and those goblins are suddenly silent, and then you just hear bum 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 bum. Like it just is continuing on. The gnome runs across the room and hides behind Vosh, as far away from the two doors as possible. And at this point, we're at the top of the round. It is close to 4 o'clock. Yeah, as far as you know right now, there is a dragon rampaging through the citadel, destroying this entire goblin tribe.
Well, mission accomplished. Let's head home.
Hey, you know what? She needs to. I'm not going to be flipping it over to ask. So or look. So you know, maybe she needs to. They need to get it out of their system. They just need to eat all of the goblins and any hobgoblins and anybody else that might have been involved in keeping them captive. And perhaps instead of taking it back, we just go back and tell them, okay, she's out there, mad as hell, and out there.
She's free. She's free. She's no longer being killed. She is no longer captive.
I'm gonna try to talk to it, but we'll see how well that goes. So.
Yep. Now you do know through your experiences with the dragon houses, white dragons are among the dumbest dragons of all kind.
Well, and she's also absolutely incensed. So.
Yeah,
very much the most feral.
Yep, just a couple notches above of animal intelligence, but they are intelligent, and yeah, this one apparently has been mistreated, or is hungry, or any number of reasons, but yeah, is running amok.
These are all valid.
Yep, these are all valid feelings a dragon can have, and we shouldn't deny those feelings.
Well, mostly I just don't want to put myself in line of sight for that frost weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until she's calmed, it is calmed down enough to understand. And we don't know whether it will understand or not. It might speak more goblin than it speaks draconic. Oh no, they were kobolds. They were kobolds.
Kobolds speak draconic, yeah.
She speaks draconic. It speaks draconic if it speaks a language yet. All right. Okay, so the 31st would be our next play date.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Is that okay for everybody?
Yeah, Memorial Day is being celebrated on the 25th this year,
right.
Which means Memorial Day weekend is actually the 23rd and 24th. Not that there's anywhere to go, but, just in case.
Yeah, so it's next week.
Not that I really do anything for Memorial Day anyway.
So. We actually get lucky this year because then Father's Day is the Sunday between our next session. So none of you guys have a conflict there. So.
Cool.
All right. So the 31st, same time, same bat channel.
Sean, did we level?
Experience point.
Let me tally the experience points you've accumulated up to this point, and then when you guys get a next long rest, we will level your characters in.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Let's lock ourselves in this chamber with this.
I love how he added
death tree.
I love how he added that little caveat at the end.
Yeah. You have to survive to your next long rest. Great.
All right. We love you guys, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Well done.
Take it easy, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.